So Collingwood will go to the right of screen here. Crowd not big, but it's built a bit in the last few minutes, and this is a big game for both these clubs. Buckley, who got right back into Brownlow form last week. Davis, geez, quick. We saw that last week. Williams took off, left foot. It's got some legs. There's a chance. Well done, hey. He had to get back in a hurry and just made it.
Gee, he is electrifying, Leon Davis. He just exploded once he got that ball and really created an opportunity out of nothing there for Paul Williams.
Once again, when he just learns to trust his instincts a little bit more and he sorts out league footy, he'll be a very good player.
He's made a promising start, hasn't he? There's no doubt about that. Tallis out wide. Harford. Always neat. The kick, good mark by Crow because he's under some pressure in the end. Started back, Bruce. So playing down back Crow, then Harford handball. Woods has to stop, and then he missed the target. Missed Harford. Can Salmon get down that low? Williams is all over him. They get it back to Vandenberg, who scruffs it to half forward. Rock has been good in patches lately, and then Chick tunnel ball, eh? Through the legs, and who's got the pace? That's terrific. And Woods' kick is a good one, and Dixon's touched it on the way through. It was close.
Well, I think it was going to miss anyway. That's why Ben Dixon actually went for the mark there. But magnificent hands from Daniel Harford. That was in the one movement, diving to pick up the ball and shoot the handball out.
Here's the tunnel ball. This was, you tried this at school, didn't you, Dermot?
Yeah, but I got pinned for that time. He was pretty fortunate there, Daniel Chick.
Batheris, and Bowie just had to search for it a bit. He did well in the end. And then Burns. Johnson, we saw how good he was last week. That's a great kick to the spot. And
look at Davis in the goal square.
Gee, the Maggies were a bit stiff there, I think.
Yep. That's 2 free kicks that have gone against the Magpies early.
Dermot, Crowley now picking up talent to centre-half back there, and we've got Chicky playing up the 4 line.
Well, that's a good matchup for Gavin Brown. If that's the way it's going to work against Braden Tallis, he's going to beat him in the air and be able to push him around a bit.
Crawford and Williams are running together. Rocker got the job with Salmon early. As Dermot said, Rocker can make an impact early in his matches. Squeezed out by Lacuria to about 50. Rocker's handball over the top. It was good tackle. Both teams have come to play. There's no question about that in the early stages. Push forward. Buckley in the pocket. Can he get anything on it? He doesn't in the end. Just for Rawlings, who does the switch to Graham. Now they're on here, the Hawks. Down the line. Vandenberg. Can he make it? That's a clever mark. Inboard. Tallis to Vandenberg. The kick to centre half forward. Holland, who had a terrific match in the opening round. Bowyer to Rock. Just neat, tidy. Found its mark to Dixon. It was a good build-up.
Well, Dixon's playing from the goal square. They've got Holland at centre half forward. And as I said, Crowe's in the back line. And already, even though on paper it looks a weaker forward line, there just seems to be a little bit more space. They've been choked up from that goal square over the last few weeks. But, yeah, clever play by Rocky too. Didn't panic on his incorrect side, his non-dominant foot.
Important first kick, first goal for this match. Hasn't kicked many goals in recent weeks, Dixon. 5 in the last 5. He's kicked it well and he's kicked it straight through the middle. The Hawks in front.
Well, that's a perfect start for Ben Dixon and the Hawk forward line. You mentioned Dermy's playing a little bit deeper this week. Yes. He's been getting dragged upfield. They found a matchup that probably suits him because I think he will have probably a yard of pace advantage over Rupert Batheris. And if you get disposal like this from Anthony Rock, he just chips it out in front of him in the space, and you can already see the distance between Batheris and Dixon as that kick comes in, a couple of metres there. So they'll be trying to exploit that matchup throughout the night.
Hey, Dermot Buckley's now gone to the middle. Young Johnson's picking him up, so it'll be interesting to see if Daniel Chick takes the job on or Young Johnson's got him.
I think Chick will go to him, but Johnson, yeah, big call for him. First game in the middle.
Salmon to Graham. Kept his head. Here is Brett Johnson in his debut match in AFL ranks to kick the centre half forward. Harford belted away. Chick to take them on. Going hard. He's a chance. If it sits, he's working it. He's working it. In the end, Dutchie helped him out. Left foot's clever. It's a chance. I think it's a goal. He's got it. Nick Holland, who kicked 6 in the opening round, against the Magpies has got his first, and Chick was very good there, wasn't he?
Yeah, the first thing you notice after that goal is a lot of the Hawthorn players ran to congratulate Daniel Chick. He has explosive pace, he kicks the ball in front of him, and he just keeps tracking it and pushing it forward. And in the end, what he's done is create a space for Nick Holland just to pick up the ball and kick a pretty good goal on his left foot.
I've got to say too, right back at the centre bounce, it's never good to fumble, but the fumble by Mark Graham actually benefited Hawthorn because Collingwood charged him, he regained and then gave it out to space for the first game of Johnson.
Bounce didn't get high, and then Salmon got a second crack at it in the end. Michael, good tackle by Brett Johnson, who's having a little impact. Rock taken by Watson to Williams on the burst to Tarrant, outside his range. Rocker's about centre-half forward as we speak. There he is. Just lazy old kick, but this bloke's within range. This is the perfect test for him, isn't it?
He could have passed it back, and this bloke would have been in range, I think.
Does it make any difference, Jason, at the start of a match? I mean, in terms of your kicking prowess distance-wise?
Look, I think you can naturally kick the ball a little bit further early on in the game.
With the roof open tonight, Jason, there's no advantage to either side there. You really can't feel the breeze at all.
There's a shot from the back. Oh. Got under it. And
still a fair roost.
You almost feel as if there's nothing that he can't do with a footy having a shot for goal in terms of distance.
Prodigious, isn't he? Let's have a look at Jade Rawlings now. That's what's ahead of him. All the Hawthorn players are relatively spaced out. Deep they are. Goes outside to Roden Tallis.
And then inboard to Tony Woods. He plays his 150th next week. What a wonderful job he's done with his career over the last decade. And then inside, not such a good kick, but Holland made a terrific contest, and then Rock front and square, kicks to the pocket. Thompson looks a new hairdo to him. Oh, that was good play by Bathiris to Buckley at half-back, and then a neat kick to Lockyer. So a good build-up by Collingwood. Lockyer away.
There's nothing ahead of him except for Jade Rawlings.
So he forced a kick to Brown. Rawlings all over the top. Brown does well, and then pushes forward, and then toe post. Will it sit for him in his 250? He did a good job in the end. Pushed to centre half forward. They might have the numbers. Terrific play by McCabe, and the back turn was a classic as he gets it out to Salmon.
Nothing ahead of him now. He's going to have to hold it up and just search for an answer.
Tallis prominent early. Well-weighted kick to Brett Johnson. Kept his eye on it. Harford's been busy early. That's terrific play. And then Johnson was good. He rode one, then brought down. Has another crack. They're all over him. They want him. They want a free kick, and they're going to get it.
He did well then.
I don't know what chance Harford had with about 3 blokes on top of him, and he looks quizzically at the umpire saying, I can't believe you paid that against me.
Burns squared up to Williams.
They're finding a bit of it already for Williams.
Tarrant the target. Got him again, and he's got wonderful hands, as we know. He turns. Now Sav, has he got him? Nearly. Brought down a bit. No free kick. Ball still to be won. High tackle on Williams. Free kick. No, going against them.
Richie Vandenberg got dumped by Severio after the ball squeezed free.
Well, Collingwood disappointing there because they were a bit unlucky with a free or two, and then in the end coughed it up. Bowyer's kick not so good. Mark Richardson did well. To Johnson, to Watson, who's back in the team tonight. Normally a neat kick. Rocker outnumbered, has to go, brings it to ground. Tallis got in the road, and then Graham's well-weighted handball to Hay. Benji's back a bit, takes them on, and then kicks it 60 metres to Crawford. The Hawks are in. He's got a couple of opportunities. Decides with a little kick to Rock, who should stroll in and go. 40 out, measures it, and sweetly kicks it. Great goal. How good was Jonathan Hayes' kick under the pump?
He actually took it on himself, and he just measured when the contact was going to come. He was going to get off with the kick before the contact was going to put him off his target.
Not quite sure if he saw Crawford lose up there. I think he had to kick when he did, and he just roosted it as long as he could.
A bit of hesitancy in Crawford too when he went for it. It was almost like he expected to get caved in by a big leading pack.
Well, he asked for a bit this week, Peter Schwab. He's getting a bit early. They have been bullies against poor opposition. I'm not saying Collingwood is poor opposition, but they've belted Fremantle and the Saints, haven't they, the Hawks, in recent weeks?
For that reason, they'd want to tighten up right now, the Pies.
Yep, they've got to make a stand, don't they?
Yes.
Aubrey to Michael. Buckley, he's 52 out. He's 51 out. It's a neat-looking kick. It's wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
I'm trying to work out whether Dipper's got on the money there, whether the young boy Johnson has been given a fair bit of trust here to go with Nathan Buckley. That's a huge call for a first gamer.
And he's not actually tagging him. I mean, he's attacking the ball as well. He's playing him on his merits.
Tallis getting a lot of it loose, isn't he? Now to Salmon at half-back.
Most of their weight of numbers was chasing the ball in this side, so there's not much ahead of them. They try and change it again. He'll try and come right across the ground if he can. Yep, here we go.
So here's the switch.
This is where Holland's valuable, up ahead.
McCabe's kick to Graham. Normally gets good distance. He floats that, but Rock front spot has been terrific. He really has been a superb player as he kicks to full forward. And Thompson...
Got good pace, Prestigiuco.
He has, hasn't he?
Yeah, people don't realise how quick this kid is. And he's a big, raw-boned sort of fellow.
Be a good contest, those two.
Yep.
Hawks have been pretty good when you consider they've only won 7 matches this year. Their first quarters have been just about their best.
It has, but they also, if they've been trailing quarter time, they haven't been able to win a game as yet this year.
Well, that's going to be the telltale sign, isn't it? Flung away by Woods, gets back to Thompson, a bouncing ball, Bowyer at the back of Burns, and a behind. Well, Collingwood have had it at 50 as much as Hawthorn, but it hasn't happened for them yet. It's 3-2 to 3 points.
Let's have a look, and Tarkin Lockyer, who's picking up Anthony Rock, so hasn't enjoyed the best month of his 2-season-old career. He's going to go short into the pocket there. They've seized him up a bit in the middle. Burns, safe hands there, good decision maker.
Going to switch it to Batheris. So nothing much gained here. Butler switch now. Johnson's the man, I think, and Vandenberg's going to fancy himself. In the end, the fist was just too far. Batheris, now Buckley's going to have to be quick. He is. Batheris was good because it was a hot handball, and then puts it into the middle to Lucuria. They're missing their targets. Buckley forced to kick in a hurry, and the result of it is that the Hawks can sit back off it, and then counter-attack through McCabe. Short to Woods. Woods can stop. Prop. That's a good kick to Thompson. Prestigiuco went early. Richardson stayed down. Uses Aubrey, and then Aubrey with a neat kick out wide, and Brown in his 250th runs onto it. They'd love him to have a real impact tonight. He'll be a pinch hitter a bit, you'd think. Aubrey squared up. Just good kick to Watson. They've found some space to Johnson. His pace was important last week. Rock has got it. Needs to kick a goal here.
Yeah, they need this one just to steady. I mean, the Hawks have been pretty good when they've taken the ball forward, look very dangerous. Rocker had a chance earlier on, but if he can kick this, it'll just steady the tide for Collingwood, just get them back into the pace of things.
Both teams are finding space in midfield at the moment, aren't they? Collingwood had a fair bit of space there going forward.
That's probably been Hawthorn's Achilles heel this year, in the transition between the two coaches they've had last year and this year. They haven't reacted and been able to stop opposition midfielders when they get on top.
So Rock will kick from about 50. This is Anthony. In fact, he's 52 out. It's a long kick. Has it accurate? It's close. I think he's missed.
2 in a row that he's just dragged a bit to the left bunk.
That's the difference earlier on in the year when they tailed the Hawks up. He was bombing those straight through from everywhere.
Yep.
So the look ahead for Tallis. They've gone to that pocket a bit, haven't they?
It's always easy to kick into the pocket. Most teams will concede that. That's not the preferred option for the team that's kicking out from goal.
It's tough to get out of there. You can go there very easy from full back. This is where they've got to break and work.
And they've done it pretty well. Rock and Salmon, there's a bit of experience in a few games between those two war horses. And then Salmon straightens it up to Graham, who wanted it to go to Crawford, but in the end it was the wrong
option. He's got to switch it up.
Gets it very wide.
Poor kick that actually made him run backwards.
And Tallis has got McCabe. Like a soccer match at the moment, the way they're just pushing from one side to the other and gaining some edge. And then McCabe, that's neat off the boot. That was a good kick, wasn't it?
Well, Luke McCabe's the kind of fellow that will give you very good quality, and once a match he'll do something and you say, my God, what was he thinking there? But that's as hard a kick as you can do out of the book.
That's
one
perfect.
step, and make sure that the leading player straight at you has no chance not to miss it. So very good kick.
Is this a better than 50%, Jason, for Nick from
He's
here?
been pretty good from 50.
So he's about 50% 51-52. Up and unders. It got the legs. It's close. It won't quite make it. Pressure Giacomo. And then handball away by Batheris. Not out of the danger zone quite yet. Dixon, Boyu. Oh, gee, fended off pretty savagely. Handball by Johnson. Batheris. Johnson gets back busily. And then pressures Batheris. Cancels him, doesn't he?
Work from the young fella. That's just sheer enthusiasm, isn't it?
Boyu just shoved off, didn't he, with a footy?
He's a tough kid, Glenn Boyu. Big bench pressure. Have a look at that. He's pretty well developed, the kid, too. He gave the big don't argue. The nightclub doorman, don't argue. I love that.
Left forward pocket. Thompson flips it back, and Lockyer and Johnson, Harford looking for a free kick, boundary throw in.
Well, this is where Salmon pulls away, and he sits 50 metres back up the field, and Thompson is not as good in this situation as Salmon is from the boundary line throw-in. It's not the same body to lean on the opposition.
Thompson front spot to Rock, back to Thompson, and then pressure Giacomo forcing out. It's 14 degrees at the moment, going to go down to 7, but it's really a perfect night.
Just watching the move down here. Williams now picking up Crawford, and now Chick's got Buckley, boys.
So it's settled down a bit, Dip, hasn't it? Matchups you'd probably expect. So inside 50, Collingwood have got to make a stand here because the Hawks are 3 in front. Richardson at the back, and then Batheris, Burns to Buckley. Michael, well done. He had to attack it and he had the confidence. Went back to Johnson, getting a fair bit of it. Neat kick with Crodes in the box seat in front of Tarrant. Free kick to Crawford, I think, against Williams. So just for the record, it's got to come back to Crawford.
Nick Holland will be the target unless he goes sideways. Now he'll be the target.
To Tallis. Here's Holland. Late Richardson was okay, and then Watson out wide, boundary throwing.
That is experience there, Shane Watson. When they were struggling during their 9-game slump, they wouldn't have had that type of play there where a player with that experience knows under pressure, just dribble for the boundary line. They may have panicked in there. Well done, good option.
He hasn't played since round 9 against Brisbane. Holland, and then had a second crack at it to about 45 metres. Lockyer a little push. Buckley was very good. Batheris to Lacuria to Lockyer. An exciting build-up. Lockyer keeps it short to Rocker. Perhaps he is outside his range there. To Davis. Not bad. Out wide. Watson, who can kick a footy, as we know, and he's found the big sand. And again, it's at that range that excites us all. Just outside 50, doesn't it?
It is, and hopefully he can do a little bit better than his brother Anthony has done from a couple of efforts so far. And we know that Sav thrives on confidence. If he can get one early, get a good kick and mark under his belt, he could go on to bigger and better things throughout the game.
Well, Dermott drew the line in the sand at the start. 5 goals or better, and Collingwood can win. Is this the first of them? It's not going to come back, is it?
And the bad thing about that is, I know Sav, he can hit it flush off the foot, you know, the kick can set off nicely, and he'll say to himself, well, that was close, I can get the next one. Kicks him off the instep a bit like that, and he thinks, oh, the drop isn't quite working for me. Let's have a look at Jade Rawlings. Once again, short to the pocket.
They need to break that up a bit coming out of goals.
Yeah, it's a bit predictable.
0-5 Collingwood.
Yeah, look, they've both had enough of the ball. It's purely and simply conversion at this rate. 5 scoring shots each. 3 goals to Hawthorn, none to Collingwood.
Forced to go in the end. Oh, he ran a long way. Might be okay, Crawford. And as he kept it in, he might have to be a boundary throw-in.
The one thing you don't see about a situation like that with little Crawford there, he was actually on the back flank, on the point of the square, on the other side of the ground, and when he saw it was all static, he ran and made space there, so no reward for it, but hard work.
Davis down low to about 45 metres. Rock's handball was excellent to Woods, and then Woods a bit up and under, but Holland's
beautiful
on it. He's got him. He waited it for Holland, didn't he?
Yep.
Held up by Richardson. Holland wants 50. It's not there. Now Thompson goes. Is it going to get to him? No.
It's one thing that does let Nick Holland down is his disposal around the ground.
He's not fluid, is he? A bit mechanical when he kicks it.
Lockyer wide to Michael.
Mark Graham's conceding on him, letting him run up to the wings and receive the easy mark.
Terrence target is up, but big fly. And then Graham at the back. Good handball to Crode. Well done to Rawlings. Hawthorn playing a little more poised than Collingwood at the moment. Rawlings. Dixon just belted his bloke out of the way, and he's probably going to be pinned. The fierce.
He certainly did use the shoulder, but he put it in the middle of the back.
Presti switches it to Watson now.
This could unfold.
Williams is on. Watson's kick's a bad one. McCabe, can Williams worry him out of it? It was a poor turnover by Collingwood. Crawford. Williams will be really... Oh, Crawford's made a mess of it, hasn't he? Almost threw it in the end. Oh, Williams, well done to McCabe. Can Collingwood support him? Crawford arches his back and switches cleverly to Chick. And they can go bang here, over the top, and they get it to Dixon. Thompson's the target. Forced underneath. No free kick. Might have been stiff. Burns wide to Richardson. It's an interesting game at the moment. Richardson out of the fence. He's spotted his target in Michael. Switches it to Aubrey. Rocker's taken off Sav. He decides to go the other way. He's got Tarrant pushed into it by Crow. Play on, and then Crow bursts away. Little handball to Graham. Switch back to Crow. He'll take him on. Little handball to Crawford. Well tackled in the end by Aubrey. And then Crow loads it up and gives it a ride. Needs the bounce, doesn't get it. It's a behind.
Gee, it's a fast and furious pace at the moment. Everyone's just pushing forward and going for broke.
I've got to say, this game is... but the story of this game's been told between Buckley and also Daniel Chick. Buckley's had 8 possessions and Daniel Chick just the 2, but you could drive 3 semi-trucks in between the space of them.
Johnson busy, that's a good kick.
Yeah, Barker's on now. We're on the mark there when we've got Salmon off, of course.
Johnson to half forward with the Collingwood player down. Rockers making a beauty. Collingwood player there. Chris Tarrant.
Seagulls are back.
Gee, look at Anthony Rocker.
Shocking kick.
And that's what I was saying before about a one-step kick. Chris Tarrant. Now, McCabe was the nearest to him. You'd assume
he's half his size, though. You wouldn't think that he would have knocked Chris Tarrant over, would you?
Short to Holland. And then Dutchie's away. He's out. Well, not a great handball. And then Crawford to Holland. Might be a ride here. And then Holland.
That's a better kick.
Piercing kick to Thompson, who again, no free kick for him. Christie came over the top, pushed out. Hawthorn have got a man in the goal square on his own here. If they can get it out to Dixon, they can't ball up. Hawthorn have got 3 men on their own.
Reece Shaw has just taken the place of Chris Tarrant. I'll catch up with him. I didn't see anything at all. And Reece Shaw is playing on the half-forward line. And good luck to the young fella.
Wearing the long sleeve Guernsey. There he is, 18 years of age. Famous football family.
it's a solid takedown.
Williams is unlucky there. The pack just brought him down in the end after he'd taken clean possession. Aubrey to Lucuria. They're hanging in Collingwood to Brown.
They've done pretty well, actually. They've seized up Hawthorn scoring, and they look probably a little bit more fluent coming through the middle, Hawthorn. And so Collingwood, through Prestigiacomo, has done exceptionally well against the weight of numbers.
So Buckley gets it to Johnson, who's been busy. Got votes last week. An up and under kick, and Dimatina. Oh, he's taken a clever one. That's well done.
Now, that was fantastic. Normally, if you go to ground early, it's very rare you get up, re-establish yourself in the contest and mark it. He's done exceptionally well there.
He did a little bit of a mistake by Vandenberg. When he slipped over, he probably should have tried to get in front of him. But he was happy just to keep his eye on the ball, allow his opponent to get back up and then try and spoil from behind. But very well done to Dimatina. Just needs to finish with a goal. Give Collingwood something for their efforts so far this squad, because they have been pretty good.
So tucked in the pocket, but not the most difficult kick in the world, and he's got it. It's his first goal in a short career to date, but he looks likely, doesn't he, that he'll go on and be a pretty successful player. 1-5 to 3-3. It was a strange build-up here. It was almost a kick to nothing in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, look, they needed to break it up with a couple of short passes there. We saw one to Buckley and then to Johnson, because the Hawks were flooding back to half-back, and there was really no space for the Collingwood forwards to lead into. And in the end, it was just a great effort by Paul Dimatina that salvaged the goal for Collingwood.
Josh Fraser, who was so good late last week, getting ready to come on. And Collingwood have tightened it, haven't they? Both teams have been inside 50 about the same number of times. Woods at 50 almost. Holland was terrific there. He kept his eye on it. Collingwood have got the numbers at the ball. Aubrey to Williams. 13 times each of them inside 50. Brown getting a bit of it early. Savrocker off for Josh Fraser. Aubrey. Will he switch it? No, he just keeps it in short. Ben Johnson's had 6 kicks now, and he goes to the pocket to Watson, who's in front of Crode. He's at 52. Tries not to waste it. Bends it back to Michael. Graham was strong. The ball comes to Chick. He turns Buckley around that time, and then decides he's going to have to thump it hard. Barker to make the contest. Well done, O'Brien. Down. Forced forward by Brown, but not a good kick.
Well done by Barker to put off Gavin Brown, which just meant that the kick would drop short. He's looking to change it across now.
It was Barlow to Rawlings. To Crode, Bowyer and Burns. Couple of tough nuts there, and Burns won the day. In short, Lucuria.
Crawford's had a fair bit of a rest this quarter. Sat back up across the half-forward line. Hasn't had to run all that much.
So Watson uses Williams, who stops and props a bit. He's not sure here, and finds Buckley, who could nearly thump it. He could nearly go all the way here.
Anthony Rocker one out, calling it long. Trent Crode's back on him at the moment, but he's going to hang on to it and try and pinpoint an option.
I mean, if the siren sounded now, you'd say it's not absolutely beyond him, is it?
Yeah, it's a 60 to 65 metre carry. No wind at him.
Poor kick.
He's going to be disappointed here.
Now this bloke can run. He's got a bit of pace for a big fella.
So Hay streams away.
Oh, he wanted to go all the way, Johnny Hay too.
It unfolded. He only had one more to take on. He's as quick as they get around the 6'4", 194 centimetre mark. Nathan Buckley pretty unhappy there. Go Dipper.
Well, an interesting first quarter, wasn't it? A 10-point margin in the end, 6 scoring shots apiece. And Collingwood getting a late goal, closing it a bit. Harford good very early. So at quarter time, it's 1-5 to 3-3.
The AFL Premiership Season 2000, brought to you by Harvey Norman, the new 3-litre turbo diesel petrol, and the bank that helps businesses make it happen.
How does it happen? You're racing a fuse or printing the news, and you strain till you think that you'll burst. You sure got a thirst. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, and the best cold beer is Victoria Bitter. It can come at any time. You're taking a vow or chasing a cow. Matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter.
Life is changing so fast, it's scary. We're not sure where we'll be tomorrow. And we're so busy worrying about the future, we forget about our dreams. But you only get one shot at life. So what are you waiting for? Stop talking and start doing. Join a bushfire brigade. Put your hand up at the auction. Go into business for yourself. Turn off the television and talk to your kids. Tell your boss you have an idea. Tell them yes instead of maybe. Buy some shares for your newborn baby. Get on the internet. Get in touch with your high school sweetheart. Tell your mum you love her. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Because life is there. All you have to do is take it. Anything's possible. Have a go. Whatever your dream is, make it happen.
Belfry, 1993. It's crunch time on the 17th green. Costantino Rocca had this birdie putt to beat Davis Love 2-1 during the final day's singles. No glory, only dismay for the Italian. Debutante missed the return. Suddenly, the match was square. The love affair was over just one hole later, and Rocca was beaten. Another Ryder Cup moment.
So you love your motorsport? Then get into Australia's leading motorsport program, Checkered Flag. Every Tuesday night, we bring you the hottest local and international action from on and off the road. 4 wheels, 2 wheels, the speed, the power, the skills, the spills. If it moves in motor racing, you'll see it on Checkered Flag. Tuesday night at 9, C7 Sport. Thursday, the Masters at Merseyside are on C7 Sport.
A rush! Beardsley! Johnson!
The very best of Liverpool.
And the goal!
The Mighty Reds return for the best of English soccer. Thursday.
Just wait, just wait.
The all-new Pulsar is just around the corner. So if you're thinking of buying a new car, just wait.
Just wait till you drive it.
The kick to centre half forward. Harford belted away. Chick to take them on. Going hard. He's a chance. If it sits, he's working it. He's working it. In the end, Dutchie helps him out. Left foot's clever. It's a chance. I think it's a goal. He's got it. Yeah, good goal by Holland, who's been important early. Collingwood got the late goal through Di Martina, Holland, Dixon and Rock, the goal scorers for the Hawks. So at quarter time, it's a 10-point margin. Collingwood Hawthorn. This time last week, the Rocker boys had 4 goals between them. Tonight, they've got 3 points.
And they probably had the opportunity, as you say, to have that same sort of score on the ball, because Collingwood are winning enough of the ball in the middle and getting enough ball forward. Michael Broadbridge from Collingwood, the assistant coaches with Hutto.
Thanks, Bruce. Was it just a matter of conversion, the main difference, do you think?
Oh, I think so. I think both sides are sharing possessions. You know, they're getting their numbers back behind the ball. We've probably got to use it a little bit better and maybe get our shots a little bit closer to goal so we can kick those goals.
We saw Nathan Buckley go to the umpire. What was that about?
Oh, I got no idea, actually. We didn't see anything untoward. I think, you know, Bucks just likes to make sure that he's getting on well with them.
And taking Stav off, do you think you just had to do that?
Oh, no, it's just part of the rotation. It's just a matter of getting the right mix. He'll be on pretty shortly, I'd imagine.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Hutto, for that with Michael Broadbridge. Yes, Nathan Buckley, not sure if it had anything to do with Chris Tarrant or not, but over there talking to the umpires. There was a wry smile on the reply, wasn't there? Well, Collingwood did pretty well, I think, at the end of that first quarter. This is a tight game. The Hawks made the running early, half it from Salmon, and then to centre half forward, a bit of a wrestle there, and Holland's going to get one.
Well, that's the advantage of a forward playing in front. If you battle hard to hold front spot, normally if a free kick is paid, most of the time they will call play on, but if a free kick is paid, very rare that the bloke in back gets it. You can just see he's got the arm right around the front there, and that's a good decision because he's basically put him in a bit of a body lock. So well done Nick Holland for holding front spot, but Richo won't give up. He'll be at it all night.
Centre clearance is 5-1 in favour of Hawthorn.
He's been better from this distance over this year. He struggled last year this distance.
Just stabbing him, but he stabs him straight.
He kicks it low. He doesn't try and kick it too high this year. And what he's actually done is recognised that he's not a good set shot. He's very mechanical. When he kicks from 50, as you described, Jason, he actually kicks through the ball. But inside, he's not a good set shot, so he simulates passing to someone in the crowd, and he's become a lot better at that range.
And like every good forward in that marking contest, he initiated the contact there and tried to turn it into a little bit of a holding penalty. So
he was stiff then, Richo. I think there's
Yep.
been a few for both teams that have gone unnoticed, more severe than that. There's no like him out there kicking a couple. They're probably a good full forward short at the moment. Anthony Rocker starting in the goal square for the Pies.
So they stretch it a bit, the Hawks. Get it out again as Lucuria, Watson, Graham in good touch. Handball to Vandenberg at centre wing. O'Brien stood his ground. Vandenberg got rid of him. Davis did well. To Buckley, who was very busy in the opening term. Di Martina cut it off in the end, and probably the right play. Good kick to Davis. He's got a good head, Di Martina. He really has for footy. But go to the pocket. Anthony Rocker was a pretty good stretch. Goes forward, gets it back to Tarrant. He missed the target. O'Brien. It was just too hard for him and high, and then Chick off the ground.
Great pressure.
To a bit of space, and he's held his ground with Johnson. Burns running back. Did pretty well, actually, Burns, just to hold it up. And then Watson gets it from Johnson, and that's a terrible kick. Twice Shane Watson has kicked the ball really badly tonight.
Lance Piccione's on, and he looks like getting his first touch for the evening. Nick Holland's broken for him if he can get it to him.
So Crawford takes it from Piccione. Crawford's within range almost. Lovely little kick, and he's kicked the goal. He's pumped. Very happy there, Crawford.
Well, every right to be. I mean, he's playing his 150th think they've questioned his form throughout the year, but if you're ever going to get pumped up, it's going to be on one of your own milestones. He's had eight touches already, Crawford, so he's looking pretty good. And this one, he's looked hesitant. You commented a couple of times tonight, Dermot. This time he said, no, pedal to the middle.
I reckon he stuck it under the arm when he saw it was Josh Fraser. Recognised, I can do this bloke for face. Hawthorn had Nick Holland on as well. They had two options to kick a goal out of that forward thrust. Collingwood had the same option at the other end. Came through the middle, but the Watson kick hurt.
Their efficiency in field kicking, 75%. That is very low, Collingwood.
Yes.
It is hurting them. 6-2 out of the centre for Hawthorn. The kick to centre half forward. They can't afford another goal here, Collingwood. They've got to have to hold firm.
Sorry, Dipper.
Sorry, Watson coming off and we've got Reece Shaw coming back on. I like the way that Crawford did that. He didn't stop him properly as you would say, Bruce. He just took the ball on and went straight for goal then.
And Tony Woods has been very effective in the middle as well. He's had 9 possessions already.
And wins it out of the centre so often, doesn't he, from the ball bounce downs.
Yeah.
Richardson, Dimartina, Pachoni over him, O'Brien. It's a hard ball to find at the moment. Lockyer did pretty well.
Good head.
To O'Brien, who stretched it out to Lacuria, who had to run hard. Has a second crack. Williams on the burst. Has to stop. Duck down low. He's gone. Ball's high.
Now, he's lucky to get that because he deliberately tried to duck underneath it. He just popped the head straight down, but
Buckley gets it for him, and then Buckley decides to have a crack at it, and Brown's going to let it go through. Forever the two-man Gavin.
I'll tell you what, that is some decision by Gavin Brown to let that bounce. It was always going to bounce short of the goal line, and it could have spun back and nearly hit him. Yep. I mean, he is a very unselfish player, but it would have been a very simple chest mark. You have a look at the kick that comes in. This is a replay of the free kick. Gee, he really did drop the head.
I mean, what could Luke McCabe do? I mean, it's a great kick
coming from Buckley. Just thought it's a risk letting this bounce.
Well, the Magpies needed it, but they got it quite spectacularly in the end. Lacuria. There's still a busyness about Collingwood that you like. Shaw, first touch, well done. To Fraser, so a couple of 18-year-olds. To Davis now. That's a miss.
Yeah.
That's like dropping a catch in a test match, isn't it?
That's a big hurt, that one.
Lockyer against Rock. Gee, Fraser was good there. To Lockyer. Switches it. Good. The advantage. Tibertina decides to go with a long one to Tarrant. Croats with him. That's a terrific clash. McCabe, hands and knees. Crowd. Doesn't panic and then belts it wide to the fish. Fraser with him and Graham. Salmon. Back to Graham. Just did enough with the handball to get it forward. Switched by Barlow. Well done by Tallis. Barlow, they haven't panicked, but they're still under pressure. Collingwood, well done, Brown. He went hard at it. He wanted it.
Yep. Great pressure by Collingwood. Then they just kept harassing the player with the ball.
Shaw's on the end of a funny old kick from Williams. It was well directed, maybe poorly executed. And then Shaw goes to Rocker and doesn't get him in the end. It was good play by Hay to Harford. Harford belts back. Rock goes with Lockyer. Ball comes away. Collingwood look to have the numbers. Pachoni trying to close on Lockyer. Gives him a shove in the back. No free kick. 60 metres from Hawthorn's goal. Dixon's body work was terrific. And then they get him. And they want him. A little give was very good by Brown. Oh, that's fortunate. Fortunate there, Bruce.
He's got Holland all on his own at centre-half forward.
And kicks it to him now. In fact, it was a bad kick, wasn't it? He made him come A, outside the range, and B, not on the chest in the end. And then Holland just fending. Handballing away. Collingwood have done well here. That's a terrible kick by Dixon.
Yeah. He actually struck it well, so you've got to question the thought of where he wanted it to go.
Crowd and Tarrant. It's going to be a pivotal draw, isn't it? Crowd against the flow. Right down his own.
Anthony Rocker.
He knew he was coming, Trent Crowd. He saw him.
Michael, this is a frenetic stuff at the moment. It is frantic.
He's running backwards now, Michael.
There's no one ahead of him.
He's running directly backwards.
There's no one ahead of him. They've all at this side where it's come from. Now he finds a bit of space.
So Leon Davis.
Tarrant by himself.
Leon, he is too dipper. And he can turn around. He stops now. Harper got there in a hurry. So Leon Davis to Tarrant. He's going to repay Rocker by little G. Hayes. Good. That was brilliant defending. And Rocker doesn't like it. He's into him. They're having a real stoush here behind play. I tell you what, he didn't like it, Rocker.
Yeah, you have to
Well done, Presty. Well done. Really well done.
He's having a game, Presty.
Comes out wide to Reece Shaw. Gee, the Shaw boys wouldn't mind a bit of biff, would they? As away he goes and kicks to half forward, but Tallis almost, not quite. It's at 50. Well done, McKay. Back to Tallis and floats and floats and floats. It's a hard ball. O'Bri's got it. Switches it. Buckley, wherever the general, doesn't want Dimatina.
Nothing on ahead.
And then just goes to Fraser at about 80 metres.
Bit of a mismatch with Salmon having to mark Tarrant in the forward pocket at the moment.
He's just spotted him up, hasn't he? It was a good kick. Clever kick. Good spot up.
Mercuria. It's a good kick, Mercuria.
Put it to the weight of numbers there. That was a clever kick by John.
Oh, Leon Davis in space. Missed him.
Not impossible. I think the Fisher's got back probably to plug the big gap now.
Well, he's never going to carry the distance. Oh, hang on. He's got Mel Michael on, so...
It's gone to, wide to Fraser.
Well, that's what happens when you see the opposition ruckman down on the goal line. The best move for your ruckman is to drop in short, put himself in an attacking position. Now, whether Fraser has got himself close enough to goal is questionable, but he's doing the right thing, presenting himself as a short target.
I'd suggest that Nathan Thompson's going to come off. He hasn't been able to grab it, so Barker will go to full forward. In the meantime, at the other end.
Well, we just don't know if... so Barker on... If Fraser can prove he can kick these sorts of goals, it's going to add a very big dimension to his game.
Absolutely. You know, he'll be able to sit outside in that range and draw people out. 28 people inside that defensive 50, attacking 50 for Collingwood.
Doesn't get it, so it's about 15 metres. Salmon did well here, and Rawlings in the end. Salmon and Rawlings. Tallis to half it at half back.
12 kicks for Tallis. He's been a bit of a live wire. 13.
Long bomb,
great switch.
The big switch was on to Mark Graham. He's normally a good kick. He's got Ben Dixon. He's just within his range.
Yeah, he's a pretty good kick. He's one of those players that kicks well when he times the ball and doesn't try to overkick it. If he does time the ball, he'll make the distance from there.
Gee, they're putting some pressure on their defenders, the Pies, aren't they? When it gets turned over on them, there is so much space that the Collingwood defence has to deal with.
So about 52 out, runs out, likes the hook, coming back. Not it's close.
That's a beautiful...
Touched on the line.
Gee, he must have double grabbed that. One side, one grab on the inside, second over the line. I thought he marked it.
Sav maybe we're getting ready to come back. Double the score, but low scoring and a tight match.
You make that up easy within about 4 or 5 minutes. Footy the Pies, if they get on a roll. Let's have a look. He's wanting that one just over the head of Barker.
Pretty good zone at the moment.
Yeah, he's going to have to... Oh, that's a good option. If he can get it outside 50 now to at least a 50-50.
Uses Christian Giacomo, who's forced to kick under pressure to a contest. He's got it to about 85 metres, haven't they? This Graham and Fraser. I was looking at the wrong monitor. Now we're back. You've tricked me, Jason.
There's Nick Holland.
Sure is. Barker front spot. Buckley had a pretty big first quarter. He'd love to have had his last kick over again and a boundary throw in.
8 possessions to Shane Crawford.
And with Barker coming on to replace Thompson, he's playing up at half forward or even almost a big ruck roving role. And you've got two medium-sized players in Barlow and Dixon playing out of the square.
Salmon to the front, well done. Crawford threw it away to Salmon. They got away with it in the end. And then Wood straightens it to centre half forward. Punch away by Preston Giacomo. Williams was good, but the handballs missed the target. Oh, Leon Davis did brilliantly well. And then goes for full forward. Wonderful kick.
Pace to pace, wasn't it? I mean, Davis had that acceleration to get away from that, I suppose, cough up by the Hawthorn midfielder, and Tarrant read it very quickly, and Trent Crode playing on him is no slouch.
Tell you what, it was a super kick from Leon Davis. There's been a couple of kicks tonight where he's just chipped the ball. That one he punched it. He drilled it in low.
Well, they just need these goals, don't they? The Rocker boys missed 3 in the opening term.
Good kick, this kid.
Oh, he's drilled it home. Well, they've done well here because Hawthorn kicked the first 2 goals after quarter time and looked as as if they might have established the superiority, but no, Collingwood are back.
It was pretty much the same break we had at quarter time. Chris Tarrant, without a doubt, one of the most exciting players in the competition. We just see here where the ball was turned over. Leon Davis snapped onto it. Have a look at the penetration on the kick. That has just travelled there very, very quickly. And it didn't matter who was playing on Chris Tarrant. They weren't going to get there in time to spoil it.
11 points in it.
Vanderberg came off. Johnson goes back on for the Hawks.
Let's see if Collingwood can do better in the centre square, because the Hawks have had their measure. Buckley, wide to Shaw. Just pulled off it. He's going to win a free kick here. He did well, didn't he? Because he didn't really take possession.
Actually, he got stripped of it. Yeah, he was a bit fancy. He tried to take it one hand and he coughed it up in the tackle.
So the kick forward to Williams in the end. It's contesting really well here, Williams.
Over the ball.
O'Brien, only as far as Woods. That's
handball to himself,
Johnson, and then Woods. Deft touch in the end to McCabe, to Towers.
Richardson's run off Nick Holland again.
He's been down there a long time on his own, Nick Holland, and Scott Burns has got to cover him.
So Piccioni's kick, Mark Richardson, you'd think. Now Burns, still Burns. To Lucuria. That's a long kick, but gee, that's the moment. Mark Graham can just peel off here to Rock. He's given Lockyer a good chance, and Lockyer's taken advantage of it.
He bit off too much there, Mark Graham. Once the ball carries through the air about 60 metres, it's up there for a couple of seconds. And players travel at a pretty quick rate and they can get to that. And Rocky's not going to jump very high for it.
Gavin
Davis on Brown off there.
Thanks, Nick Davis having a run. Lucuria and Brent Johnson down to Crawford.
He tapped that, Johnson. That was clever. It's been good.
Gets it again, Dermott, and then neat kick to Chick, who wants to go. Switches it. That's a good kick. It's given Dixon a chance.
That was a great kick. He made a very late decision there, Daniel Chick. He kicked off one step, and just as he was kicking the ball, he saw the lead from Dixon over onto the open side of the ground. And whilst it didn't spin perfectly, he just put it into the right area. Dixon's already kicked one. Had another one from 50 touched right on the line, so all indications are he's kicking pretty well. Needs to finish this one.
Tough on Rupert Patheris, one out from the goal square against a bloke who's very, very quick over the first 7 or 8.
Kicks just inside 50. It's a good kick. He's got it.
Well, one of the problems the Hawks faced last week against Melbourne was the matchup with Ben Dixon. He was on Stephen Phoebe and dragged right up the ground. Stephen Phoebe, a very damaging player for the Demons. But tonight they're playing him deep from in front of goals. He's got the matchup that suits him. Rupert Patheris, who's not explosive off the mark. Very good player, Rupert Patheris. Very creative, sets play up well. But if they can keep them isolated one-on-one, they'll fancy Dixon's chances to kick a few goals.
Hay now picking up Tarrant, and Crow now picking up young Davis.
So a switch there. Hawthorn again get away to about that 3-goal margin. Williams to O'Brien to Buckley. And Buckley wide to Nick Davis.
Beautiful disposal.
Still centre wing though, a long way away. Kicks to full forward, and then Tarrant shoved out, was he? He tried to make a lot of it.
It should have been a free kick to Chris Tarrant.
Leon Davis to Johnson.
That's holding the ball.
He closed him. Jonathan Hayman, he picked up Chris Tarrant and threw him out of the contest. And he was in the middle of 3 Hawthorn players, and somehow the umpire didn't see. That should have been a free kick to Chris Tarrant, 25 metres out directly in front.
McCabe gets it from Tallis. He's at half-back. Just waited it to Crow. Did well, Crow.
That's a bad time for Trent Crow. So you let it come to him, try to catch it on the chest up high. He needs to catch him in the hands.
Oh, yes!
He's still on the ride.
Happy birthday, Bruce!
That's a great mark.
Good running.
Johnson's kicked the centre half forward. Good contest by the Pies, and then Williams. Oh, he's really run down. Crawford was too.
I thought he was going to call holding the ball there, and I was about to say he's stiff if they call that. That's a good decision. Yeah, he got booed on it. Yep.
So high tackle at the end, and Williams has got it.
Just a bit shabby at the end there when he got to him.
There's some blood rule boys. Jonathan Hay, I think, down the other end.
I'll tell you what, we saw Jade Rawlings drag Anthony Rocker down before, right down in the forward line. If he hadn't have gone there, Dixon would have taken a chest mark. Dixon had led into that space. All he basically did was crowded up his own forward line. So you've really got to weigh up. If you're a backman and you're running your opposition forward up the ground, you've got to make sure you're going to be used or stay out of the way. As we see a replay of a magnificent grab from... I think we rode him all the way down too, didn't we?
I said that, he's still on him. Yeah, Luke McFarlane comes on to full back against Chris Tarrant and at the other end of the ground, and that
is super quick, Luke McFarlane.
But it could be dangerous in the experience stakes there for the Hawks, and very, very advantageous for Tarrant.
Williams, good kick because there's a wall of players in front of him. Richard Giacomo almost up to centre wing here.
Every player is in the middle of the ground at the moment, except for the two boys at full forward for the Pies.
Didn't punch Rawlings, went for the mark from behind.
Still a very good mark by Anthony Rocker. Nick Davis, and making away free kick. He was all over the top of Grode, no free kick. Barlow gets it back, and then McCabe forces wide to Grode. Didn't panic, did well, kicks down the line, and Rocker's taking a good mark for a little fella. The switch is on to Woods. It's always going to be tight, wasn't it? And then a good play by Johnson, inside to Barlow, very wide.
Well, if he hooks it, they've got Holland all on his own.
So Harper gets it from Barker and then goes inside to Graham.
Dixon square on his own.
And then he goes to Dixon, and good mark. He's in good form, Dixon, tonight.
He is. And he's much more comfortable playing in front of goal on a person that he knows he can beat pace-wise. I mean, we know how strong he is, but often he gets too much involved in the pushing and shoving. This is a matchup that suits him.
Now, Tua Barker just onto the ground in place of Thompson has given them mobility from a very tall player.
He's not quick, Johnny Barker, but he's smart. He knows how to find space.
Thompson wouldn't have been able to do that.
This is right to left there, German, I think.
Yep. We'll watch this one through, Dip.
Getting a good view. Ooh, it's at the post. So 2-2 to Dixon. There's nothing wrong with the way he's kicking it. One was touched on the line from outside 50.
Let's have a look at what faces Tarkin Lockyer. We've got a few weighted numbers there on the left and out very, very wide on the right. Not enough down the middle to spot somebody up.
Well, Michael has a spell for the Pies. Gavin Brown back on the ground.
And Holland. Barker, I should say goals.
Well, that could shatter the kid.
Well, you just feel sorry for a kid when he does that. And Tony Woods went in and told him all about it. Now you can see them all getting physical. This is where a free kick, a silly free kick was given away. Who's it to? It's going
to the centre, to Collingwood, yeah.
Well, he's just picked one out of the ruck there. They're all going hammer and tong, and he's just picked one out of the ruck there.
So Fraser to Buckley, and then Buckley goes long to full forward. Tarrant and Crowe, the ball in the back, in the pocket. So the ball forward. So what's happened there? Barker's kicked the goal. There's been a blue on, and Collingwood have got a free kick in the centre of the ground and have gone forward. But the score remains 7-5 to 3-5. The goal counts for Barker.
Yeah, Woodsy actually got in the face of Tarkin Lockyer, let him know what a stupid mistake he committed. Mercuria reacted, and Barker went harder on Mercuria, and that's where the free kick turnaround was.
Salmon did well. He just got rid of Rocker, but only as far as Shaw.
3 Hawthorn players about to come on for Hawthorn, obviously.
I reckon they're just trying to create a bit of confusion for Mick Malthouse.
Buckley's got it. Too far out.
Hurry will come on, you'd say.
Collingwood trail by 4 goals here. It's the big margin in the match to date. They need one. They've had enough of the play to be closer, you'd think.
Tarrant has got space in the goal square, and Salmon is just trying to bottle him up. And Tarrant gets on the lead. Go up the middle, Chris Tarrant.
It's an ambitious kick by Buckley, wasn't it? It really was in the end. It was a 50-50 at best. And Rock has done well.
Attack it, Mark Graham.
And then Barker just forcing inside. He's been good, Barker, and then puts a good tackle on Christian Giacomo.
That is a great tackle.
Barlow from the front. Brown was hard on him, boundary throwing.
What a good contest from both sides there. Piccione comes off. Barlow sneaks on. Here it is.
You just see here after the goal was kicked, a few of them come down to tell Tarkin Lockyer all about it, and then it starts getting a little bit out of hand.
And Mercuria, that's it there. That's what it was paid for. And back with the live stuff.
Crawford.
Bit ragged on Crawford, that one. Hasn't really had an effect on the game yet. Williams has probably had the better of him, but just showed him. Crawford coming up for possession number 12, and Williams already sitting on 12, but it's almost like Williams...
Buckley's had 19 possessions already, Turner.
Oh, he just knocks up, doesn't he? He just... Oh, you know, I just take it for granted how good he goes. This is set up.
Holland's the target. Oh, it's a good mark.
It's a good kick from Crawford out in front. He was always going to mark that. Holland had his name written all over it.
Thompson back on. Rawlings on the bench, and Johnny Hay just about to come back.
Oh, that'll go to Dixon. Yep. He went to lead, and Burns just grabbed him by the jumper. It was a very good dummy lead from Dixon. He was one out in the square, went to go. Burns grabbed him, and he's been paid the free kick.
You got another call for us on the bench there again, Dipper?
Yeah. Tomo off and Johnny Hay on.
That didn't last long, big fella.
So Dixon's got one here, almost a gimme in front of goal. He's kicked a couple already, and Hawthorn are stretching this out to a big lead now. He's kicked 3. Well, when you consider the last 2 goals for Hawthorn, one is a bad mistake by Lockyer kicking it in, and then Burns giving away a free kick in front of goal.
Well, that's an indication of where the Collingwood team have been. I know they won last week.
You just see it here. He had his hand on the shoulder. Although, look, more often than not, that'll go by unnoticed.
Pretty unlucky,
I mean, if they're going to pay that, they've got to pay them at both ends and pay them all night.
2 easy goals, as you said, Bruce, but against top opposition, you never get 2 in a row like that.
So Collingwood will be terribly disappointed with the way the last 2 goals have been got by Hawthorn. Brett Johnson doing pretty well. Kicks inside 50. Barlow. Oh, he took a long time and then in the end made a poor decision.
Oh, he's been slung. Salmon coming off now. Thompson on. Gee, that hurts.
He got slung after he got rid of the ball. He was looking for an option behind him. Nothing was there, so he ended up just handballing the ball blindly. But unfortunately, he was slung after he got rid of it.
A lot of space in there.
Holland long
in the pocket.
Bad selection there on the kicker by Barlow, who is one of the good foot-skilled players at Hawthorn. A lot of space up the middle. Watch, he gets rid of this, and
fair decision.
Yep, as per the rules of the game. It's pretty soft, but as per the rules of the game, there. You cop that as long as they be consistent on that adjudication for the rest of the year.
Yep.
So the boundary throw in, Holland in there with Richardson and Dimartina wanting the boundary line, and Tallis and also Buckley. Dixon's been very good. He's been running hot tonight with 3 goals.
Well, Jason, you called it. He likes being in the square on someone he knows he's got pace on.
He does, and you just see every time he leads for the ball, he's stretching them, and he has a couple of yards all the time, so if they can isolate him, no reason why he won't kick half a dozen tonight.
Barker and Pressure Giacomo, and then Barlow scooped it up.
That's a free.
Johnson's handball was well weighted to Batheris, has been taken off for Dixon. Kicks to Fraser. Can he make it? He's going to be outnumbered here. Had to get a handball away. He did.
There's the square up. That's the square up there.
I don't know. I reckon there was a bit in that.
Oh, I reckon that was softer than the last one. But at least, look, I think Collingwood would have been pretty hard done by the umpire so far. He has the ball, gets rid of it. He didn't really sling him too far.
No, he didn't really, but he just held on a bit long and pulled him back away from where the ball was. Tarrant is the man. You saw him on screen. He's got the foot pace and the lead.
And he is the target. It's a good stretch. He's brought down Gavin Brown. Tarrant gets it wide to Shaw.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, good kick to take. Well, it still was a good kick.
Yes.
I mean, the percentages were so tight. The vision was good. The execution was pretty good, and he's just missed it.
All that can happen is you can turn it over to a running defender, and if it doesn't, you're a chance.
Did it really well there against McFarlane Davis. In short to Buckley, got him. Is it 50? Oh, he's going to get 50.
Well, that is unbelievable. Ever since we saw Dixon get that free kick in front of goal, we talk about Dixon running hot. Gavin Dorr is the umpire with the hot whistle. He has paid 5 free kicks since that has happened. All 5 have come from his whistle.
Is he?
Yep, he is on a roll.
It's actually at the moment, this game, whilst it's not out of control, it's really messy, isn't it? I mean, the free kick's been paid for not much. It's bitsy at the moment. It's everywhere, isn't it?
Gee, he's pushed back there after his... What was that for?
Oh, the hand over the top. I think he made contact with the side of Bucks' head.
We've seen a lot of goals from unusual free kicks, and Buckley's kicked his second.
He's having an influence, Gavin Dorr.
Let him thought he'd be pretty unhappy with that, and Mark Graham could get a bit of a caution there. It was pretty shabby. There wasn't much in it, but watch it here, left hand now. That's it. That's what it's for. He did act out though, Bucks. He left nothing to the imagination.
At least if they're going to pay soft free kicks, I'm glad they paid one at each end, so there's no distinct advantage.
Feel like the ledge is squared, eh?
He's asked for that, Bucks.
He said, yeah, let's go.
Well, there is Peter Schwab, who won't be happy with the way Collingwood got that goal, but maybe it's all square with the Dixon goal at the other end. Rocker, Crawford, back to Pachone, to Bowyer, I should say, and he kicks to half forward. Rock made a pretty good contest, and then Williams was forced to go towards, and Thompson turned his man, and still Thompson, and the left foot is going to just miss, but he was given too much latitude in the end.
With that goal, Buckley's had 20 kicks already. That's unbelievable.
20 possessions. 17 kicks, 3 handballs and a couple of goals. So that's not a bad half of football.
It's a good start to a match, isn't it?
And a couple of centre clearances, which Collingwood badly needed because they struggled there in the first quarter. The Curious short.
Well, they wanted it up the middle. Most of their numbers are still coming out of the corridor now.
Centre wing. Fraser just got a sort of finger on it almost.
Oh, well,
Crawford doing well there to Thompson. Thompson's kicked too slow, I think, in the end. And Dimartina back to Ben Johnson to Lucuria. Really tight to Buckley. His Brownlow odds went from 12 to 1 to 5 to 1 after last week's game. They might shorten again after tonight. Here's Richardson.
Oh, there's nothing on.
Through the centre. Now can Tarrant get to it? It got away from Bowyer. Tarrant's little handball. Crawford pinged it off, and then Brown got rid of Crawford. Free kick.
I tell you what, you talk about Buckley's 17 kicks, 2 of them in the back 50, 15 kicks in the midfield area.
Well, Raiden Tallis is on again out wide.
Now Michael now picking up Dicko, boys.
He has just been allowed to run off all evening. 16 possessions, 17 there.
Some big numbers.
Gee, that's got to be 50. Fraser's walked 3 metres over the line there. That's extraordinary. And it's all happening around Gavin Tor at the moment.
Yeah, they've only got time for one more thrust, either team here.
So kicks to about 50. Buckley read it well. Lockyer, it was a good tackle. Barlow, will he take Buckley on? Buckley's got away with that one, and then Vandenberg hard, and Buckley just stepped out of the way.
He tried to take the ball and shirt front, and even Buckley then.
Yeah, fairly simplistic game plan for Richie Vandenberg.
Super first half from Nathan Buckley.
And that's where she stops.
Yes, at half-time, so 3 goals straight to the Magpies and 5-3 to Hawthorn. So a pretty good second quarter. So it's 8-6 to 4-5.
You can get it dipping. You can get it chipping. You can get it having a row. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Victoria Bitter. You can get it lumping. You can get it thumping. You can get it any old how. Matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter.
Just wait, just wait.
The all-new Pulsar is just around the corner. So if you're thinking of buying a new car, just wait.
Just wait till you drive it.
Get started today at Harvey Norman with quick and GST-ready QuickBooks software.
Running a small business, I didn't know what to do about the GST. Then I got QuickBooks. It's simply easier to use than any other accounting software. Now I'm GST ready, I can get on with growing my business.
QuickBooks software enables you to create invoices, track unpaid bills, calculate charges on overdue payments, monitor inventory, track debtors and creditors, and business activity statement reporting, plus more for only $199.
It's interactive, entertaining. It's space.
Here we go.
See the best bodies in the business.
Should we go to males or females?
Discover secrets and insanity.
Melrose is where it's at.
And we test drive the wicked new PlayStation.
It's game time.
Plus the ultimate chick magazine.
You like to have fun with a mate.
Organic alternatives.
Simply beautiful.
And Australia's busiest McDonald's.
250 to 300 burgers an hour.
Space, today 5:30 on O.
Iron Mike's got one thing on his mind. to recapture the title he once called his own. The undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. His real mission begins with a step up in class when he takes on 6'5" Lou Savarese. Tyson Savarese, live on Main Event pay-per-view this Sunday with a special replay at 10:30 a.m. Phone 1300 300 666 and book now.
Short time in the AFL, the Adelaide Crows have established themselves as one of the hardest teams to beat at home. And so it was in round 9, 1995, when after a disastrous first half, the Crows lifted as one.
Wants to go.
The Hawks looked to captain Jason Dunstall to stem the tide.
Probing, kicking up Uni. 45-degree angle. Stabs it low. Stabs it true.
Tallis had the chance to seal the game, but luck was running out for the Hawks.
Punish them, he hit the post, and the drama continues.
The Crows, backed by more than 37,000 fans, drove forward, where rookie Andrew McLeod stole the game.
Looking for his 15th possession, deep in the pocket, stops it, was he held? He goes on, open goal!
The Crows, humiliated the week before by Fitzroy, celebrated long and hard, and football saw for the first time the Jarman shuffle.
Welcome back, half-time at Colonial. Hawthorn with a handy lead here. They lead by 25 points over Collingwood, but it has been an interesting first half, and this game is not dead yet. Would you play Sav straight away at full forward?
Oh, look, I think he's the man that can get them back in the game. They've got to play Sav at full forward, Anthony at centre-half forward, and they probably need to kick 7 or 8 goals between the two of them in the second half.
Fair call. What about from Hawthorn's point of view, the Big Dipper?
Righto, birthday boy. What would you expect? The rumours down there is about the umpires. A lot of talk about the umpires down there in that second quarter. Shane Crawford did talk to the umpires as he was coming off for half-time, but they went into their groups of forwards, the backs and centres, and they had plenty of voice around us, but in the Collingwood rooms, Hutto?
Well, in the Collingwood rooms, obviously they have to play very well if they're going to win the match. They think that Hawthorn's pretty on, and as you guys talked about, the big question is what they're going to do with their forward line. The feeling is that Sav probably will start on the ground at full forward, so that's, I guess, the important thing. He certainly will play a big part in this second half.
And caught red-handed, Bruce. We got Mandy over here. Mandy, well, you know, a bit disappointing second quarter by the Maggies there.
I will come back.
I'm sure you will. And how you feeling there?
Hanging in there.
We're hanging in there. We've got 1 week to go with $65,000 up for grabs. And Murray, what, 25 points. You're around there?
Still in with the hunt. Yeah, still on the sniff.
Is that all you can say? 65,000?
Oh, if anyone's looking for a haircut and walking tomorrow at my shop, I won't be there.
Hey, good on you guys. Join us for the second half. Birthday boy, back to you.
I'll tell you what, I reckon Dipper's met his match tonight, don't you? I reckon he's off to Wagga for a trim, Dipper is.
I'm off to Wagga for a trim.
Well, here's Batheris and Dixon, who started on each other in the first quarter.
And giving it back to him, Batheris. Mick has just put the acid on Rupert Batheris and said, this was our matchup. And it's all going wrong because you have let him kick a few. He's telling him what Mick said there, I reckon, and, and Dicko's just said, I don't care.
Jason, they were a long time coming out, the Magpies, weren't they?
They were. I think Mick's probably had a few words to them, and he's probably disappointed with the wasting of opportunities in the first half. They're right in this game if they can just get off to a good start.
Well, they're playing for a lot, the Magpies, aren't they? I mean, 6 and 10, you can forget it. 7 and 9, well, they'd have a chance of playing in the final. So let's see what happens in the second half.
You'd think that Terrence up on the flank, so he's probably a bit too close to give a good lead, although he's got a lot of space. He's going to cut through the action now. Goes short and wide. Terrence still on the float.
Gee, they've let him go.
So O'Brien's got it to him. And
Hawks have virtually just played off them tonight in the defence.
Buckley.
Oh, good stretch.
What a first half he had. Now, could he go back to captain and drill it home from here?
Well, it's set up for Nathan Buckley to really launch them into this game in the second half.
Remember against the Bulldogs that night when a couple of those screaming goals turned the match around?
I reckon he'll kick this.
He's honing in on it, isn't he? He's looking at nothing but the teeth.
52 out, underneath it. It's a big, long, strong. It's not going to be a goal. In fact, it's kept in play here, and the Hawks are away. They've done well in the end. As Holland brings it out, and Dixon runs it over the line.
Gee, that was a fair kick. It just floated across the face of the end. He's a beautiful striker of the ball.
So Dixon working back now towards the forward line. He kicked 3 in the first half, and Buckley has had an enormous night so far with 2 goals and 23 possessions.
Well, when we saw Dixon push up then, Barker stayed back with Thompson, which means that Patheris has got to mind Barker. Big height difference down there now.
Salmon belts back, just searching for the players. Woods in close was okay to Harford, who just, I think, did well there because he sort of held on to the ball a bit and half kicked it, and Holland was in the front spot.
He's got Prestigiacomo on him now. That had to come.
Oh, Nick.
It's forced Holland to his left, which is not a pretty sider for him. Harford, McCabe's handball, Crawford.
Overuse.
They've cooked it, haven't they? Yep. They have overcooked it. Mercury gets it to Buckley, and then Buckley out wide. Good-looking kick to Brown. Graham hard at him, and then recovered a bit quicker. There's a big turnover to Bowyer. 2 steps and a bounce, and then goes to full forward with a long one. Burns is going to chance himself at the back, and at the back. It's going to be an easy one in the end. Johnny Barker's kicked it.
Got lost Patheris, didn't he?
Well, it was a big pack that formed when the kick came in. They all flew up. Burns came over the top, and then Dixon came in late. And Barker said, well, if everyone's going up, I'll stay down because the ball has to come to ground. And ended up kicking a pretty simple goal.
Watch this here on the replay now. Barker's already led. See that? Just on the left-hand side of the screen. Patheris runs to the centre of the pack. Barker just runs to the back. He just watched the ball and not his opponent then. Bad luck. I reckon he did that in the centre, Crawford. He's got a bit of a sore leg there. And we see Collingwood won only 4 of their 15 third quarters in 2000. So they don't come out blazing with all guns after half-time normally.
And remember, they won their first 5 games, so it's a damaging stat. Yep. As Harford kicks wide, Hawthorn with a chance here, 9-6 to 4-5 to really take a vice-like grip on it. Holland hooks back to a bit of a hot spot here. Williams couldn't take the mark. Burns courageously, but they've got him.
I've got to say one thing. Now, look at the bloke with the ball now. Sorry, Dip, just 1 second. Buckley has been superb. I would love to get the Daniel Chick tackle count. He has been unbelievable. Watch for Crawford's leg here. He takes a swing at it and takes down the Curie accidentally.
Barker, Holland took it out of the air and then gets a little bit on it to the pocket. Thompson and Michael, and forced out. Dipper, what's happening down there?
Bruce, Mark Richardson's not on the bench, and he's still in the rooms. He had a cork tie in that first half. He's still working on him, so at the moment, as I said, he's not on the bench, and maybe he won't be playing for the rest of the game.
Thanks, Dipper. So no Mark Richardson. That's not good for Collingwood at all down back. Not coming back. Buckley, Holland.
Oh, there's someone down behind play. And it's going to be paid.
Barker.
Gee, Patheris seems to have lost his way a bit here, hasn't he? I mean,
well, the one thing I notice about players who do have a go, have a look at this here. I mean, when a bloke is a lot bigger than you, you tend to want to make him respect you. And he's gone out of screen now, and he's on the charge too.
He just baited him, Barker.
Yeah, and if you're a big man, he's given off to Barlow. Barlow's got very good foot skills. And if a bloke is a lot bigger than you, you can get them thinking, whoa, I have to stand up for myself here. And that looks like what Rupert Patheris did, and he overcooked it.
There's a bit going on between all these players. There's plenty being said. There's a little bit of pushing and shoving. You can just see it there. Barlow and Dimatina, there's a bit going on. There's a little bit of spite in this game.
So little pockets of flares going up everywhere at the moment, aren't they?
Spot fires.
They sure are. And Collingwood, there's been a lot of goals in this match, kicked through free kicks. And Collingwood are 6 goals behind as Hawthorn.
Oh, great mark.
Courage.
Great courage there, boys.
I think he's just severely winded himself there. He got whacked in the side.
I reckon the
very courageous, Scott Burns.
The Big Dipper would have liked that one.
Just sucking in a few breaths there, I think.
He is as tough as they come.
Certainly a gutsy player. Aubry's kick to Nick Davis. Oh, that's pushed out by Tallis. No free kick. And then Gee, they've worked it okay in the ends of McCabe.
They've done that all right all night, haven't they?
And here's a chance, Holland against Williams. A mismatch there.
Now he signalled for the long one, and he's going to go short. Yeah.
Well, Nick Holland just has to play within his capabilities. He's not a Nathan Buckley when it comes to spotting the ball up.
Rocker gets it from Johnson, then kicks to Brown. Good hands there.
His hands been good on the lead tonight, Brownie. There's nothing ahead of him, though. Sab is bottled up by 4 Hawthorn players.
Back to Shaw, in short to Fraser, to Brown, switch to Lucurio, left footer, remember, and then gets around Salmon, and then chips it wide, but very wide for Buckley. They're taking a long time to get to there. It's at 50, and Hawthorn are away, and Collingwood is in tatters at the moment. They are not travelling well, as Graham gets it at centre wing.
Nathan Buckley playing deep in the forward line, dragging Daniel Chick right down to the square. They're trying to get a few goals out of it.
I actually thought Buckley might be worth a chance at centre-half forward. Well, Thompson's getting hold of it now.
To Crawford, just too far for Harford. He has to search for it. Collingwood have overrun it in the end. The hands by Tallis were pretty good. And he gets it back from Rock. Little left foot is cute and effective. Dixon could almost have gone on, but he's decided to go back. He's kicking it well, why not?
Well, Jason, what about on this angle? We're going to get a good shot of it here. Tell us his natural kicking trait. Does he bend them?
No, normally kicks the ball pretty straight, Dermot, and he kicked one from not as tight an angle, but the first goal of the game, he kicked it from probably, look, the same distance in again from the boundary and kicked it perfectly straight. He just needs to drop the ball correctly and shouldn't be a problem.
Twice this year he's kicked 4 goals in a game. Has he got it for a third time? He's kicked it beautifully. He has kicked a good one. He's got 4.
Great call, Jason.
Well, round 1 last year, we saw Nathan Buckley blitz in the first half, and Richie Vandenberg got moved on him. He's just come onto the ground, so that'll be interesting to watch that unfold. And we see Thompson on the stretch.
And that's a result of Richardson not being there, Derm. All of a sudden, Pressa Giacomo goes out to Holland, Mal Michael onto Thompson, and just not the matchups they want.
So Chick sitting it out with Vandenberg on. Holland's had 5 kicks, 2 marks in this third quarter. Remembering Mark Richardson not back. In fact, not even sitting on the interchange bench. Collingwood need a couple of goals, and they need them quickly. O'Bree's kick. Tarrant was brilliant, wasn't he? He's a good player. He's only 19 years of age.
He's troubling Crode. He's troubling Crode. You could see when that ball came in, Crode's eyes were on his opponent, and Tarrant's eyes were on the ball, and it's just such a huge advantage when that happens.
Both from the same draft. Crode went at 2, and if my memory serves me correctly, Tarrant was about 6 or 7, but Collingwood's first pick.
It's a pretty good draft, that one.
Oh, yeah.
With Ottens. I think Ottens might have gone at 2 and Crode at 3 and Johnson at 1 for Melbourne.
Just dragged the kick a touch.
Johnson. Travis Johnson went at number 1.
He went at 1 and Ottens at 2 and Crode at 3.
Yep.
So that's a big miss because Tarrant's such a dead-eye dick from that range, and he misses, and Harford gets it short.
Oh, they've broken the zone up well here.
That's the first one they've got up the middle, and that's an undisciplined kick.
By Crode, just banging. Spin it a bit there. In fact, Bowyer did well. It was Tarrant down deep, and then Burns short to Williams, back to Burns. They've got to take chances here, Collingwood. They've got to break lines. Burns, good kick to Rocker. Well, he's a long way out. Buckley's on his left foot, forced to go very wide to Nick Davis. I just can't see the value in Sav giving it to Buckley in that situation.
No, look, if it was the other side of his body, Nathan Buckley could have had a ping at it, but on the left foot, and with no forward to lead out from the goal square, probably would have been better holding it off.
Well, Trent Crode is going to play defensive side of the pack there, just in screen, run to the goal line.
Anthony Rocker out of the air, and there's Crode and Harford, and then plenty of numbers for Hawthorn. McCabe to Tallis. Tallis in short, half volley by Salmon, okay. Then, he's teasing, isn't he? Gets it to Crode. Collingwood have got a chance here. Free kick to Hawthorn, I think.
That's very fortunate because they really did overplay that, the Hawks. Crode's got a man on in Woods, who's just sat in the middle. Support running here.
And then brings it back on the left. Holland belted away by Pressa Giacomo to Rock. Gee, runs hard, the little fella. Back to Holland, to Rawlings. He's got a bit of time, and he's kicked it out in front of Thompson. Has to wait for the bounce. Shaw front spot, couldn't take it. Thompson's attack was impressive. Back to McCabe. McCabe, beautiful stuff. He held it up. Didn't panic. saw his target.
Well, Burnsy was trying to do the right thing. He'd suggest to himself, my team is under pressure here. I'll play off my man Dixon, watch the ball coming in, and I'll lend assistance to my own teammates.
Well,
but in doing that, he gave Dicko the run up the middle there.
It's one of those, Derm, where there were two Hawthorn players loose on his left. What do? You'd look up.
Played off him, didn't he? He played off. I mean, the selfish thing is to go just hard with your own man.
Going for goal number 5. He's kicked 5 tonight, Dixon.
You've got to feel for Scott Burns in that situation. Yep. Once the ball started to come in, there were loose players everywhere, and he's trying to read the play and thinking, I've got to give myself a chance of cutting it up wherever you go. You just can't see. A couple of players have drifted down into the left forward pocket, or it'd be the right forward pocket for Hawthorn. But McCabe sees the good lead from Dixon, and he's got his confidence up, playing very well and kicking the ball particularly well tonight.
So Chick back on for the Hawks. Dixon's got 5. McCabe's had a big third quarter, and the Hawks are in control. Williams out of the centre, searching kick, good mark by Tarrant, who continues to impress.
He's a little bit too smart down there at the moment for Crowe. I mean, Trent Crowe, we know the talent that he's blessed with, but he's still learning to play the game. And I think Chris Tarrant is just leading him a bit of a merry chase at the moment, don't you?
Yeah, he's just giving him too much to think about. You've called it right on the money there. He's just a little bit smart.
Well, you'd expect he'd kick it. Is it coming back? Is it coming back? He's got it, the second goal. So 2 to Tarrant. He's been their one chance with the Rocker boys drying up tonight. He's been their one hope forward, hasn't he? And I guess Buckley as well with these 2 first-half goals.
Well, you've got to ask, do you play him from the goal square and get them to run the lines and then kick to him on the lead? Or do you leave him at half forward so he can be dangerous and meet the ball up on the wings? Because Brownie's run out of steam now for the Pies, and he was very good coming up to meet the ball up around half forward and the wing. No problem there. So they're one well-playing forward short, aren't they, the Pies?
Well, they're doing better in the centre square. They're 3-2 in this quarter, but they still trail badly on the scoreboard. Fraser trying to get it out. Quick kick forward was from Aubrey. McCabe.
He's been great tonight, McCabe.
Wide. Barker's been an important pinch hitter tonight again, hasn't he? Pretty good back turn, and then McCabe outnumbered. Collingwood with all the numbers out there. Can they get it out? No, McCabe did it and got it towards who Spears at the centre half forward. Holland almost. Down low, Johnson was good to Williams. Not the first time he's gone to ground. Worked hard in the first half. Out wide, Chick, Buckley. Best man on the ground in the first half. Bull Brown gets a second crack. Uses it to Shaw, running on in his first game. Came in for Orchard. Didn't really look. Blazed a bit to the pocket.
Well, that's the worst thing that can happen for Sav Rocker. He's down there. He's back on the ground after spending a fair bit of time on the bench. He's trying to give good leads, but because of the pressure and Reece Shaw just not taking as much time as he should have, he just blazed away, and poor old Sav doesn't have much chance when that happens.
Well, another goal here will just give Collingwood a bit of heart. Rocker flips it back. Graham getting onto it, and then Davis's tackle was effective. Graham actually gets a boot to it in the end, almost to the line. Salmon and Rocker boundary throw-in. Hawthorn's given up some leads this year, but not a lead like this, have they? I mean, they're a long way in front at the moment.
Well, they seem to be controlling the game, but Collingwood is still winning enough of the ball to get forward. They just can't cap it off.
Just 5-6 is a miserly return for the chances they seem to have had throughout the night. Salmon to Crawford. Crawford almost up to centre wing. The 222s, Bowyer and Shaw, boundary throw-in.
He's just a bit big on the boundary line throw-in, Fish, on these ones.
So for the blowout's only one of the past 15 has been decided by under 12 points.
Well done by Anthony Rocker then.
The battles between these two. Lucury to the pocket. Tarrant's done well just to get rid of it. Then got the right bounce and kicks a very clever goal.
Well, he's their show.
Yep.
He has got something extra, hasn't he, this young fella?
Well, we all know that he's blessed with talent, and he's really starting to turn it on tonight. He's the one player that looks likely to kick a bag of goals, and the way Collingwood's structured at the moment, they've really just got to give Chris Tarrant as much space as he can. Trent Crowe, look, he does everything right here, except he takes front spot. He doesn't get a hand on the ball. Jonathan Hay tries to come back and cover for him, but the recovery was too good by Chris Tarrant. Kicks another clever goal. exceptional player.
He's a young gun. He's 19 years of age. Gee, plays smart, doesn't he?
He's a clever footballer, and he's got the foot pace to make it exceptionally dangerous.
Well, Collingwood have kicked the last two. They might have a sniff. Williams gets the bounce. 50 out. Goes for it and puts it home. Terrific stuff.
Well, Bruce, you mentioned about 30-odd seconds ago that they haven't surrendered a lead like this. 2 in a minute sort of puts a different slant on things, doesn't it?
Well, it's sort of workable again, isn't it? I mean, it's 5 goals, but it's workable. You can think about it, can't you? But 8 goals is almost impossible. Tarrant's made the difference, hasn't he? I mean, he's given them the sniff, and now they're taking it.
They've just won the last few out of the middle, Collingwood. That's where it's all starting.
A little bit of good fortune in that one with the slip over of the Hawthorn player, but gee, you take them when they're there, and it puts another 6 on the board. It rolls you along.
You'd be standing next to Buckley, wouldn't you?
He's the man dipper. And now the Hawks this time Harford. Sounds silly, but they need a steadier. They're 5 in front. Holland belting long, Burns and Dixon. Dixon's been in great touch all night. Michael runs it over the line for a boundary throw in.
And the other thing that's happening now is the Collingwood crowd is coming right into the game. They are starting to make a bit of noise. And Chris Tarrant, the man who's creating all the danger up forward for Collingwood, now has a new opponent in Jonathan Hay. And Trent Crode's gone back onto Sav Rocker.
Interested on looker there. David Parkin.
They play Carlton, play Hawthorn next week. They've got to go to Brisbane on Sunday for one of the matches of the year. Barlow, Williams, Dixon. Well done, Johnson. Buckley, yet another one as he kicks it outside the 50. Pressure Giacomo. Williams' attack was hard. Hawthorn have got the run of it though. They're back to Johnson. That's terrific stuff. And Collingwood are away. Williams away from half back. The kick has to be accurate. Tarrant again. He's making the difference at the moment. He's giving Collingwood a chance. Rocker leads for him. Sav I'm talking about. Tarrant goes wide to Shaw at about 70 metres. First game.
This is where Severio's getting drawn towards the kicker. Start from the goal square. Sav and lead at the ball carrier.
Here he goes.
Brown and Sav. He pops it up. Brown weighted down. Held on to a jump, but Collingwood are a bit stiff. And then Crawford works to the line.
That was stiff. Played for it and turned with the tackle and tried to accentuate it, the Collingwood player.
He knew he was in trouble, Tallis. He had to hang on, and he got away with it. That's, look, you call it a good play in the end, but probably lucky that he didn't give away the free kick to Nick Davis.
Pushed the issue as much as he could there, Roden Tallis.
Rawlings to run at Rocker. Anthony Rocker front spot.
You just get the feeling, Bruce, that Hawthorn's feeling the onslaught at the moment. They feel the pressure that here come Collingwood.
Let's have a look at that one again with Roden Tallis and Nick Davis. Turns.
The arms around him.
They've been paid for that tonight, haven't they?
They have.
In the first half. Mark Graham's handball. Anthony Rocker back to Paul Williams. Very short and low. Back to Rocker. Williams to kick a second. And I think he has. He's done it. Collingwood is back in it.
Well, at the start of the year, Paul Williams was the bloke that opposition teams used to identify and say he is a spark. He breaks the lines wide open. Even though Nathan Buckley gets it more, Williams breaks them open. And in the last 5 minutes, he has broken it open. Watch. Here we go. He dishes off once and he follows through. Bang. Break through that area there and gives it some elevation.
Good pick up and give from Sav Rocker too.
4 goals in 5 minutes. Mark Richardson coming back. So Collingwood has kicked 4 goals in 5 minutes. Tarrant got the first 2 and Williams got the second 2. The bounce not very high. Collingwood suddenly taking charge in the centre square. Crawford misses his target. Williams busy. Forces out. In the end, not the right option. And Chick gets it from Woods and then goes out wide. Bowyer had to search for it. Barker's there. Shaw's outnumbered. Barker gets it over the top to Bowyer. Bowyer down low to Holland. Well done at the back. Terrific stuff by Presti. In the pocket, Fraser works back to Bathiris. Suddenly it's happening for Collingwood. They can wax it. It's Buckley and Williams. Buckley kicks to centre wing. Finds Heath Scotland, who's come onto the ground. Oh, not too far for Mal Michael. Rocker takes off, uses Tarrant at about 90 metres. Tarrant comes back inboard and decides to go with a searching kick to the pocket, hoping in the end, but he'll find the line. That's in the right spot at least. It's down deep to the Big Dipper.
Salmon coming off now and replaced by Johnson.
Johnson's been pretty good for the Hawks out of the middle, and they're falling down there in centre bounce clearances. But Prestigiacomo, I mean, that's where it started. Nick Holland gave a great lead at the other end. Prestigiacomo turned around the chain of possession, and Collingwood took it the length of the field.
Anthony Rocker out of the air and then switches a handball to centre half forward. Rock held on to. Good stuff there by Crow. Building it away in the end. It was Woods to the pocket. Hay. Still Hay. Has to just bang and load. Gets it not quite to the 50. Dimatina. Value over the top of him. And Collingwood's pressure's relentless here. And look at the crowd involvement. You mentioned it, Jason, a few minutes ago.
They have lifted quite a few decibels, haven't they? And all of a sudden you can just see it in the Collingwood players' eyes. They know they're a real show here of running over top of the Hawks.
But the thing is, the Collingwood team are just taking away from the middle, just putting pressure down back with a bit of a spark and Tarrant.
Fraser to Brown, ball up.
Well, guys, if you can hear the atmosphere from up there, I can certainly tell the Collingwood people have just risen as one down here, just spurring on their team.
So Collingwood just inside the 50. Fraser getting over the top was Thompson. O'Brien and up and under. It's still about 30 metres from goal. Nick Davis has got it. Read it best and went for it. What a big kick this is. This is huge for him, isn't it?
Well, that's an odd one. The ball got bombed very high into the middle of the 50 zone, and two of the smaller players, Nick Davis and Raiden Tallis, just before that contest started, they both looked around to see if the pack was going to come, and then they thought, well, this is going to land if I don't go for it. Nick Davis had front position and was just good enough to hold Raiden Tallis off and take a strong chest mark.
Does have pretty good foot skills, this kid, too.
They've kicked the last four, Collingwood.
I've got a feeling Shane Crawford's about to come off.
Yeah, right on there, German, been replaced by Richard Vandenberg. Probably just might have a chat to Swappy on the phone.
There's players running everywhere here.
I know one of the things the Hawks have been worried about are opposition run-ons and how to stop them. So this will be a very good test for them at the moment.
Well, he's got players on up the middle here, Daniel Chick.
He's got Bowyer, hasn't he? He's found him too. So Hawthorn can counter-attack here. That was a real miss for Collingwood. Bowyer, the kick to half forward, and the kick is to Barker, and I think Michael's going to get it. Barker was actually playing for it, and in the end now Michael gets it.
He can't believe it, Johnny Barker. He feels that he was pushed off the ball, and he is flabbergasted, amazed that the umpire paid it against him.
Shaw in short, kicks to centre wing, well done Crow with Brown. Brown is led hard tonight and presented himself boundary throw.
All of a sudden,
Tarrant's been superb in this quarter, hasn't he?
Oh, he has. I mean, he's the one that started the revival. He kicked a couple of quick goals. It looked dangerous up forward. He created space for others. And all of a sudden, the rest of his teammates have jumped on board now.
Fraser lays it down. Holland has a second crack. Can't get it away. Collingwood are quick to get in there. The handball out wide coming from Barlow was good to Woods. Collingwood with the numbers and Burns takes the mark. Uses Buckley. Now, Nick Davis has run really hard here.
He doesn't use him. There's nothing else. He's saying, come up at me. Oh, that's a kick.
Well,
bad luck. He slipped over Licuria.
Tallis. And then Buckley might get a second crack here. Oh, Licuria was good. It was off the boot. He's got a man wide. And he's got it out there okay.
It's taking him a while to get it outside the defensive 50.
Reece Shaw, short to Dimatina. They're okay. They're at half back. Back into Shaw. He's starting to find the footy a bit in his first game. Through the centre to Burns. He's run hard. Burns can look up. He's got Nick Davis to sweep it to. He does. Rocker's really short here, Sav. He's not going to use him. And can Anthony take one against the odds? Well done, Thompson. Building away.
We should have used Sav then. I thought Bruce been Sav made a perfect lead with no one between him and the lead.
No one between him and the kick, was there, Dippo? It was on, wasn't it?
In the end, Anthony Rocker was basically 1 against 3. So he probably did take the wrong option.
Just didn't identify that the Severio rocket lead was good enough, early enough, and utilise it.
Bowyer to Crode, back to Bowyer. So 12-6-8-8 here, deep into the third quarter. Next 4 minutes, big, aren't they?
Yeah, and see the fact that Collingwood are applying the pressure on the scoreboard. Now have a look at the run from the Hawthorn midfield. They've seized up a bit. They're just getting a link here, but they're not really running that hard. They've choked them up here, the Pies.
Hay runs hard on this occasion and then does go with a long one.
Look out.
Dixon's using it cleverly with Burns. Michael comes across. Ball to be won. Well done, Collingwood. And then Burns' little one. Fraser stops it, takes off. Did really well, Fraser.
Well done, Josh
Exceptionally
Fraser.
well. To Scotland. Scotland's handball to Burns is really lifting. Burns through the centre. Anthony Rocket didn't take the mark of the ball.
Easy go.
Down. Out wide to Reece Shaw. Terrific handball. Shaw going along. A poor kick. Can Tarrant get into the frame? Rawlings is there, running to the line. Boundary throw-in.
I watched the pure foot race between Tarrant and Hay coming in from this flank. And Tarrant did him, Jason, and you know how quick Johnny Hay is.
I know how quick Johnny Hay is, although I think Johnny Hay probably thought it's not really in our area, and he may not have gone 100%, but he has a yard, Chris Tarrant, don't worry about that.
He is lightning. Bring back the old half-time sprint at the grand final.
Rocker, Scotland at the back. Williams swoops on it. Little handball to Aubrey. Aubrey can't quite get a kick away, and the Hawks are away here through Hay. Look at him take on, and then take on Rocker, who's got him. Terrific stuff, and Hay's forced to kick defensively, almost to the line, and finds it.
He's hurt his shoulder in that tackle there.
Really hurt himself, Anthony Rocker, but that's one of the best tackles you'll see. A bloke running flat stick, as we see Aubrey getting tackled just before he kicked the goal. But Jonathan Hay, at least he didn't panic. He said, I've got to get rid of this family.
Hey, Bruce, I've got to tell you, some people are throwing Coca-Cola bottles right on the ground here. They're hitting people and all.
Okay, Tipper, so the security are out there as Buckley hooks it back almost to the pocket, and a boundary throw-in.
Vanderberg's coming from the ground.
Crawford back on.
Hawthorn's last goal, 11-minute mark of a quarter, and that stage they led by 48 points, and Dixon had just kicked his fifth.
All of a sudden, they don't look like kicking one, Bruce.
That passion that Peter Swab talked about all week, they need it right now, don't they?
Fallen down with the midfield again.
Rocker cleverly over the back. Woods has read it okay. Brown couldn't quite snatch it, and the Hawks are away here. They could get a late one. Rawlings strolling down the wing. A couple of bounces. The kicks to Thompson. Can Michael make it? Thompson stretch. They've got some numbers here, Collingwood, and Michael did well. To Shaw, who's playing in the back half pretty effectively, and he takes off as an 18-year-old kid in his first game. Terrific smother coming from McCabe, who's had a big one. Crawford back to Chick, hooks at the centre half forward, half it almost. Hey, it was a good effort.
Well, that's set up by a magnificent smother by Luke McCabe. It looked like Reece Shaw was going to take the pressure off for Collingwood. He exploded from half back, just probably went a yard too far when he had a chance to kick earlier, and McCabe put on a sensational smother, and that's a brilliant one-grab mark from Daniel Harford.
I tell you what, it was a very intelligent kick from Daniel Chick. He looked up and was going to blaze away with a drop punt to the goal square, recognised that the two players for Hawthorn, even though I manned up and a chance to win it, were in the corridor, and he kicked a sideways type of screw-back kick to put it to their advantage.
Talk about important kicks.
Yeah, this is a big one. Harford from centre half forward, and he's kicked the goal. Well, they needed it. It just takes some sting out of Collingwood, doesn't it? Very deep into this third quarter. That's the second time tonight Chick has switched the play. His kick to Dixon in the second quarter was a classic, wasn't it?
It was, and you just feel for Reece Shaw. You can see him here exposed. He's had 8 kicks in this quarter. I mean, he's given them a lift. You can see the pace. He's trying to make something happen, trying to create, and McCabe just threw out the arms, and it was a beautiful smother. Handball from Crawford to Chick, and he identifies the dangerous spot to kick the ball to, and Harford good enough to take the mark.
It gives the Hawks a bit of breathing space. 13-6 to 8-8. Aubrey cleverly out of the centre. Didn't have much.
Well, didn't he?
Yeah, had no room to move. McCabe over the top. Collingwood all over him. And then getting back Bowyer. So Crode working there. There's young Brett Johnson in his first game into the centre. Josh Fraser. No free kicks paid. Hip and shoulder by Rock was okay. The Courier goes to ground. Davis comes in for Collingwood. Now he's going to have to hold on here. The handball, Dimatina. They've been worried out of this. Holland switches with a long, hard handball to the pocket. The bounce important. Burns read it well. Then runs into an opponent. Michael's going to give back. Gets Yes, Dixon did well. Williams had to keep it low and Bathiris had to stop. It was almost like a runaway train, wasn't it, coming at him?
Gee, there's some pressure on him this game at the moment. There's a real struggle going on.
And you called O'Brien how good he was out of the centre circle there. He's had the last, he's had 6 out of there for the match, so he's been fantastic.
Well, if Collingwood have got any chance of winning, they've got to stop Hawthorn from getting a goal in the last minute of this third quarter.
You would think that the only team with a half chance to score until three-quarter time would be the Hawks at this end of the ground. There's little Rocky, does enough to irritate someone and hoping he's going to draw a free kick, but you fall over in a second and hope the umpty pays it in. Just a little bit of foxing there. Oh, that's too late for everyone.
So in the end, Hawthorn kicked 5 goals without a miss, and Collingwood kicked 4 goals, 3. But Collingwood got their 4 goals in 5 minutes. A bit going on here. Collingwood got their 4 goals in a 5-minute burst, and it certainly has given them some hope. They're not out of it.
Oh, Rocky's unloaded with a fearful spray there on Josh Fraser. He is in his face.
28 points the margin.
That's impressive.
Still happening here. It'll still be going on when we return after three-quarter time.
It can happen at any time. You're building a bridge or moving a fridge and you feel like you're just gonna burst. You sure got a thirst. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. You're shoveling sand or building a dam. You can get it any old how. Matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter.
Superstars of wrestling.
Life is changing so fast, it's scary. We're not sure where we'll be tomorrow. And we're so busy worrying about the future, we forget about our dreams. But you only get one shot at life. So what are you waiting for? Stop talking and start doing. Join a bushfire brigade. Put your hand up at the auction. Go into business for yourself. Turn off the television and talk to your kids. Tell your boss you have an idea. Tell them yes instead of maybe. Buy some shares for your newborn baby. Get on the internet. Get in touch with your high school sweetheart. Tell your mum you love her. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Because life is there. All you have to do is take it. Anything's possible. Have a go. Whatever your dream is, make it happen.
Just wait, just wait.
The all-new Pulsar is just around the corner. So if you're thinking of buying a new car, just wait.
Just wait till you drive it.
Get started today at Harvey Norman with iOmega Zip 250 Drive. You can have the convenience of unlimited storage capacity to back up your accounts, documents, or anything you want. Buy now with 4 250 megabyte zip disks. That's 1,000 megabytes of storage from only $479. We have super deals on iOmega Zip 250 and Zip 100 disks. Just $19.95 for Zip 100 and $24.95 for Zip 250. Get into Harvey Norman for your iOmega storage needs.
Tuesday, the final event in the Olympic show jumping selectors series. Australia's best take on the World Cup qualifying course.
That is a determined ride.
Exclusive to C7 Sport, the Royal Easter Show Grand Prix sweepstakes. July, the sport is kicking on C7 Sport Channel 12. AFL. Season 2000 kicks on, and we talk footy and football feedback and football focus. Rugby league.
And it's another one.
No crocs, no frills, just 90 minutes of league. NRL winners with Terry Kennedy, Steve Roach, Roy Masters and Kevin Walters. Tennis.
And it's all over.
Our boys take on Brazil in the Davis Cup. Cricket.
Oh, that's a terrific shot.
One-day action with England taking on the West Indies in Zimbabwe. Golf.
That's a fine shot.
We hit the fairways for the European PGA and LPGA tours. Motorsport.
Something could happen here.
500cc power, no brakes. The World Speedway Grand Prix. Netball.
That's a great goal.
The battle for the Commonwealth Bank Trophy. Wrestling.
This could become a wet t-shirt contest.
Don't try this at home. Leave it to the WWF Superstars. See more sport in July on C7 Sport Channel 12.
I think.
The battles between these two. Lucury to the pocket. Terrence done well just to get rid of it. Then got the right bounce and kicks a very clever goal.
Well, he's their show.
Yep. So Tarrant has 3 and Williams and Buckley a couple of. Dixon's been the standout with 5 goals out of Hawthorn's 13 to three-quarter time. So 13-6 to 8-8. Collingwood got 4 of the last 5 goals of the quarter. Tarrant early in the term, and then Williams came in, didn't he, with those 2 goals on the run, which really gave them some life and some hope.
Broke through the lines, didn't he? Here he just... Well, actually, that really was a lucky goal, but it fell in his favour, took full advantage of. This one is the real good one. He gives the dribble and just runs through the line. No one goes with him, and that breaks it wide open. Great goal.
Chris Tarrant at three-quarter time, Jason. There's some conjecture about his jaw, cheekbone area.
Yeah, look, he's obviously taken a bit of a knock there. He was actually checked by one of the other trainers first. They called the club doctor over, and he's giving him a thorough searching there. And after that was happening, we also saw Mick Malthouse come over just to make sure he was okay, because he realises that he's his trump card. I mean, look, I'm a Chris Tarrant fan. He is so exciting to watch. It would be a tragedy if he couldn't take his place in the last quarter.
Well, he has to be out there. If he doesn't, it's all over for Collingwood. They were getting enough of the ball inside 50. And there we see the junkyard dog giving him a bit more instructions.
Yes, Dean Lady. Now, Kelvin Moore's with the big dipper.
I certainly am. Bit of tension here, Kelvin. You asked for passion before the game, and certainly get it tonight.
Oh, yes, certainly, Dipper. I mean, this is time where you can talk of stats and measurements, which are all good and fine, but for us to win this game, it's going to come down to 3 things, and that's first getting to the contest, be hard at the contest and get support at the contest. And it's probably an area which has deserted us in recent weeks when we've been in a similar situation at crunch time, and that's what the focus is on.
And Chris Tarrant that quarter just took him apart.
Yeah, unfortunately Trent dropped off him quite often, which wasn't the plan. But, you know, it's another challenge for Trent to go back on the rockers and those boys, and he's good enough to get up there.
Thanks, Skip. I get nervous talking to Calvin Moore. What a great man he is.
Good on you, Jim. Crode has gone to South Rocker. There's Rock and Ben Johnson. Rocky was really...
He was angry at three-quarter time.
Still angry, I think.
So who's got Tarrant? Jonathan Hay.
Jonathan Hay, yep.
So that's the matchup at the other end. There's Rock. Well, the first goal tells the tale, doesn't it?
Mismatch in the Hawthorn forward line. Barker has Dimatina. It's all about centre-bounce clearances now.
So that's going to suit the Hawks if they can get it to Barker. Fraser out of the centre.
Good vision.
Pathiris good out wide to Shaw, and then Shaw goes for goal, and Tarrant's a chance. He'd normally take those, and then Hay's been able to get a second crack. And then Hay, clever kick, yeah, it's a Rawlings.
We'll have to hold it up. Only Fish is 10 metres ahead of him, but nothing on the face of the earth other than that.
Has to go sideways. It's a good switch.
To Crode, to McCabe, who's had a wonderful match. He really has been a good player, McCabe.
Yeah, 23 possessions for him. That's a bad kick.
Bowyer may get it back, and then McCabe shepherds off as Crode forces wide to Bowyer. Bowyer down the line with a handball to Chick. Chick runs hard, and then up and under a bit to centre half forward. Dixon front spot worked underneath. Collingwood had some numbers, but very cleverly there McFarlane got it out. Rock ran into a wall. Young Johnson gets it back. Crawford runs hard, gets it wide to Holland. Left foot, and it's a behind.
Was never going to really have the talent spinning like that, Mick Holland, on the left foot.
Probably had a little bit more time than he thought he did. He could have perhaps straightened. Still probably needed to kick it on the left foot, but he could have straightened up and kicked a normal drop punt.
Have a look at the kick in for Burnsy here. Most of the numbers are on the left-hand side of screen here. Collingwood are concentrating. Well, they're conceding in the middle. They're going to go way out left or way out right.
They've worked their zone very well, Hawthorn. Collingwood have normally been under pressure getting the ball out of their defensive 50.
And they go way out left to Dimatina. And this is where it's tough from here unless they can get a free one. And they go across. Yeah, they've worked this all right.
Pressure Giacomo. Kicks to centre wing. McCabe and Scotland. Ball still in play. Now out at centre wing. So they've got it up to centre wing. Hutto down on the boundary line.
Yeah, we understand that Mick Malthouse did have words to the umpires who went out at three-quarter time. We're not sure what he said, but I guess we'll find out more about that later.
Thanks, Hutto. As Pressure Giacomo and Holland missed the target. High tackle on Bathiris, not paid. And then Brett Johnson did really well, getting it to Holland. Touch off the boot, has a second crack. Nick forces forward to Barker, running backwards. Williams' tackle okay. Brett Johnson doesn't go far enough. Also touch. Pressure Giacomo belts it backwards. Gets back to Dimartina. Buckley and Chick. Chick did really well there to Tallis. Terrific play though by Anthony Rocker. Williams to Barkley. Forced a handball. A second crack at it. Lucuria. They're running out of room. Nick Davis in trouble. Gets it back to Lucuria. They're going to hold their head. Lucuria's kick's poor.
Oh, he was a little bit ordinary on the right foot there, Paul Lucuria, wasn't he?
Just ran out of ideas and inspiration in the end. Tallis down low. Back to Hay. Crawford starting to kick it to Crode. Now Rocker hasn't gone for Crode. They've got a couple on here, Hawthorn, and Crode's going to kick it to Crawford, who's got some space. He's got half
inside. The length now, Bruce, because of Rocker not chasing or picking up. It's going to go be an entrance inside the 50.
That's a good kick.
It's a terrific kick. And Bowyer chipped in. I think McFarlane might have been the original target on the lead.
Good hands, Lynn Bowyer, for a bloke who, he's about the 5'11", 181, 182 centimetre mark. But this is where his game falls down a bit scrubby by foot.
The sort of player you would never question his desire. He will give you 110% all the time. Loves to have a go, loves to get the ball. Just needs to work on his disposal.
Well, he's tucked away in the pocket. This will be a body blow for Collingwood.
That's a beautiful kick.
It's fading across, and it's a behind.
It's a beautiful kick if you want 1 point.
Looked a good kick for Glennie.
Everything in life is relative.
Exactly. That's a good result. And we have big Nathan Thompson still sitting on the bench.
They're forming in two bunches.
Yep, they're separating, aren't they? They're making like two congregations.
It's broken up a bit now. It's just hard to see what the objective of it all is.
Yep, and they're motionless now. This is going to be tough for them. They need a mark here out of Michael. And he's in the back too. He's got away with it.
So not paid there. Buckley getting it from Pressure Giacomo. Back to Fraser. Back to Ben Johnson. Kick through the centre. It's good to Williams. They're on here. Rocker goes. Williams kicks to him. He must mark it. He's pushed.
That's in the back.
No free kick. He is unlucky.
That's in the back.
Stiff, isn't it?
Yeah, that's bad luck for Sad.
Crow to Chick to McCabe. Takes them on. Second bounce. Had to search for it a bit. And then kicks to centre half forward. And the mark is taken by Barker.
He's been a good mix-up for them tonight, Barker. That was stiff at the other end on Severo. Let's watch it.
I reckon that's okay.
I reckon the left hand was doing the damage on the push, though. Daniel Chick coming off once again. Richard Vandenberg coming on. Same time as the third quarter, that change. Whether it's just a little bit of a breather for Chicky.
Barker's kicked two. He got one in the second and one in the third. He's been a pretty important player.
They'd be desperate to see this go through, just to give them that little bit of comfortable breathing space. I mean, they still have a 5-goal lead, but 6 all of a sudden, you think we're just about home.
50 metres out. Spray. So Collingwood stay alive, don't they, with a couple of misses.
Yep. Let's have a look at this again. Watch the Collingwood players. They're going. It's worked last time. So they're making two congregations. One about 45 metres out. There's a gathering of about 4 or 5, and the same amount on the other side. And Buckley's in the left-hand screen bunch. So the next target will be try and be the overlap, and they run through. It's to keep the corridor open. See, Buckley's run up the middle now, just run behind the umpire. They're trying to open up the corridor for the secondary possession there.
Johnson back to Michael.
They bring it back in now, Bruce.
He's run a long way.
Very roundabout way.
I get the feeling it hasn't been workshopped all that much.
Back into the centre, Scotland. Takes off, and then goes for Rock. It's got too much on it. And Hayes just run across and picked it off. He's had a good start in this last quarter, Hay. Comes wide to Bowyer. So Bowyer in the back pocket to Crawford. It was an average kick, but he got there.
Taking their foot off the gas, the Hawks, and they can just sense that the Pies would want to get an early one now.
Fraser, Tarrant's on his own. Fraser's taken a long time to spot him and gives a good chance to Rawlings now. And Hawthorn might get away. McCabe's handball just missed its target. Bathiris held it up well. To Scotland, he's gone.
That's a throw. Bad luck, son.
Brett Johnson plays it on.
He's got Rock on the half-forward flank all on his own.
Burns might ping him off. The Rock played it really well here, then runs away, arches his back, changes direction and kicks it beautifully to McFarlane.
Well, this kid, Jason, we haven't seen much of him. This is, I think, his third game of league footy.
Exceptional talent, Dermot, but you're about to see the worst part of his game.
We're about to see one of the worst kicking actions of all time.
This is not a fluent...
You boys are harsh.
No, sorry, Dipper. Look, he's a young fellow learning the game, tremendous athlete, but he has no fluency whatsoever in the kick. He stumbles, he seems to drop it a bit funny.
He bends at the knee after contact.
But he can strike.
I tell you what, Dipper, he's a certainty to kick a goal after all of that. Have a look at this. No.
That's not a pretty action. They'll sort it out. Gary Buckenara's working on him, but he is a talent.
First time we've seen him in Melbourne. I think he played both his games in Adelaide this year against...
yeah, let's have a look at it. That's not a good-looking action. He's a good kid, though.
Drops it from a very high position as well, but he is an exceptional athlete. Running and jumping-wise, magnificent.
Yeah, he's quite brilliant at that.
Well, there's a little event on in Sydney later in the year.
He'd give it a rattle.
This is where they've struggled, the Pies. They've got the first kick in okay, but it's getting someone free up around the wing area.
Secondary possessions hurt them, hasn't it, from the kickings? Look, he's even directing. He knows where he wants it to go. Well done, good stretch.
And then plays it on quickly to Johnson. That coming from Mal Michael. Scotland, the umpire got in his road.
Here we go.
To O'Brien.
Bad kick.
Gee, Rocker not given any favours here. That's terrible. Forward play by Collingwood.
And he did everything right there. That was a terrible kick. That's as good as a miscue, that one.
Yeah. He'll still go straight back to Hay.
I'll tell you what, though, when they went out to the other side, that bunch that was out on the near side, they were the group that ran up in numbers through the middle, so it can work. That's not a bad ploy.
Harford's kick into the centre. Buckley waited for it. Vandenberg just worried him. Crawford. Pressure Giacomo. Crawford paddles it out. Bowyer gets back to Vandenberg. Had to squeeze it in the end. An important ball here. Dimartina chases hard. Johnson to help him. Dimartina may have been strapped. Crawford's away. Could close it almost. And the captain kicks it.
It'll be tough from here now. That will make it tough.
He swooped on it.
Absolutely. Richie Vandenberg, well, he's coming off now. I reckon the tightest Buckley's looked for his possessions is when Vandenberg's been sitting on him.
Yeah, I think they're just using Vandenberg to give Chick a spell when he needs a spell, and then he comes back on and does the job. Look, he's had 24 possessions, kicked a couple of goals, Crawford, which probably a little bit better on paper than his actual performance. He's made a few errors, but he's certainly been having a dip tonight.
Perhaps he's not at his sparkling best, the captain, but he has made a contribution, Crawford, hasn't he?
2 goals that are busted open. Hawthorn have got no one on the front of their square. If they run it through there, it'll go all the way. So, like this.
And Chick gets it from Brett Johnson, goes to 4-4. Well done, Burns was terrific. Held on to.
Yep. Dixon felt him slip in front of him, and he just held him up on the shoulder.
It may be out of their range now, but you feel that Sav Rocker in the last quarter just has to do something for his own career here.
I hope that he gets a couple of good passes and kicks some goals, because he has worked hard tonight. He's presented himself in the right fashion and has been let down by his teammates, Sav.
Well, let's see if he can salvage something from what's been a pretty quiet night for him. He hasn't been able to get a goal. O'Brien gets it from Williams. Back to Williams. They've just got to attack here, Collingwood. Short to Buckley. Back to Williams on the stretch. Well done in the end to Lacuria. And maybe Sav can take a mark. Tarrant there attacking hard Crode. Crode and Hay have been supreme in the last quarter. The switch swap has done well for them.
In the corridor, the Hawks have got numbers. Crawford's trying to carry it and get there.
And he's gone for the corridor. A bit of a push out, and it's a Hawthorn free kick to...
it's got to be play on. Surely Rock runs into an open goal.
It's coming back to Woods.
I'll tell you who else has drifted out of the game. We're talking about Sav. Anthony Rocker hasn't been cited.
But that's his second halves generally, don't you think?
Anthony Rocker, if you got the percentage breakdown of possession second half to first half, he's a 70% in the first half, 30 thereafter. And, gee, I wouldn't even warm him up. I reckon I'd just stretch him off the ground. Don't waste any energy on the pre-match warm-up on Anthony Rocker. He just runs out of steam too much in every match.
Tony Woods, he played a bit of footy at Collingwood. And
you like that.
Buries him with a goal. Puts them away for tonight and probably for the season, to be truthful. They had a very small chance before tonight. They've got none now in terms of making the finals.
Well, we're talking about Anthony Rocker, and
gee, that's a soft free kick.
Oh, yeah, it is, sure is. Only 5 possessions since half-time for Anthony Rocker, so he does struggle to go through the game. Soft free, that one. Very fortunate.
So just one win from their last 10 games, the Collingwood team, and looking at a heavy defeat at the moment after they really raised their supporters' hopes in the third quarter. Aubrey's kick to centre half forward. Scotland did well, then Buckley tries to crash through, held up for a ball up.
Gee, Aubrey has an exceptional talent of just getting that quick half kick in the middle of the ground underneath the ruckman. I mean, he rose the tap very well, and the speed with which he gets the ball to boot is incredible.
He's a good player. Great pickup for them. Still got a lot to learn about the game. Couldn't cement a place in Brisbane's top team. Good talent, though.
Crawford got it. Woods ducks and then gets away, and he had 4 Collingwood players around him, so it's a good result. Chick running really hard. He's got Bowyer right inside, and he goes cleverly again. It's been clever, Chick, tonight. He
should get it again, Chicky. You watch him cut through. And there he is. He signals go for the long one. Well, he did kick the last one a long way, Johnny Barker. Blokes who right-footers, they swing it left to right, goes a fair distance, and he does naturally do that.
Well, this one, Jonathan's got to go right to left.
You reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. If he goes left to right, he won't kick it.
He's been a good pickup, Barker, hasn't he? He's a hard man to match up, isn't he?
Yep.
Plays very tall.
He plays a little bit like the Fridge used to, Roberts, for the Kangaroos. That's going left to right, Dip.
And straight through.
Well, yeah.
Thanks for that, Dipper. 3 to Barker. 3 to Barker. Dipper's just going to work on the book again and rewrite it, but it's 8-8 to 16-10.
He does remind me of Fridge Roberts at North Melbourne. He's very difficult to match up like that. No champion, a good serviceable player who can throw a bit of confusion into the opposition.
He would probably be a much more dangerous player if he had another yard of pace. But to compensate for that, he's very smart footballer, Johnny Barker.
Good kick. Neil Baum, Shane Watson, Neil Baum in the foreground, Leon Davis. So Collingwood outgunned here in the end, an overrun as it developed. Aubrey just squeezes to half forward. Brownie would love to kick a goal or two late in this match, and he's 250th. Would love Collingwood to have won. That's all he would have loved, really. Bowyer back to Rawlings. Have just been supreme down back in this last quarter, Hawthorn.
Well, he's finding a bit of it this quarter now, Chick, after Buckley has had a stack. Look out, son. It's a good pair of hands. Got the hit on the ball there, but was able to grasp it. Holland on the move.
That's a beautiful pass.
Holland, a couple of kicks from goal. Dixon.
Well, that's a terrible kick.
Yeah, not quite good enough, Nick, to spot one up.
He didn't go back far enough, guys, and then Presty saw jump up. She had to kick right over him.
Yeah, good spot.
Matthias out wide. Good mark by Nick Davis.
He's been good since he's come on after half-time, hasn't he?
Williams' kick. Burns running hard. Good touch there from Dixon. Just got a finger on it, and it gave the opportunity for Hay, who's having a boomer of the last quarter. Kicks to half forward. Barker playing tall down forward there. Up forward, I should say. Dimatina getting it, and the kick to Williams, who's had a busy night. A couple of goals were terrific in the third quarter, and that left foot is a beauty to Tarrant.
That's his first touch for the last quarter. So, but look, it really hasn't found its way to him. He's worked hard enough. And Buckley, a repeat of last week coming through.
52 out. It's a great kick. That is a great kick. That'll get him the 3 votes, I reckon.
Hey, set the first, leave it to us. I reckon he's a fair chance, though.
Well, you mentioned Chris Tarrant's first possession for the quarter. We saw him having his jaw checked at 3/4 time. Maybe it's to do with the confidence. Maybe he's just been knocked off his game a little bit. Again, Dermott, they haven't fed the ball down to him very much, but he was probably just outside his distance. So, like most teams do, they get their on-baller who can kick it long to run around, get the handball and have a ping.
So Tarrant giving that one off as Collingwood score for the first time in the final term. Scotty Palmer, who did a great job for us today on the funeral mass for Ron Casey.
Anthony Rock. He's had a pretty good game, little Rocky. Hard out about it. Only 11 possessions, but you can't measure how good he's been with that.
Chick building it away, and then Woods a bit up and under. Taken by Michael. What's this?
Gained him up.
Plugging a finger on him, McFarlane. So Michael must be pretty quick because McFarlane has stopped the clock at about 22 seconds for 200. Scotland out wide, and in the end, Piccioni's worried him out of it to Brett Johnson, who's done enough to suggest he's going to be a good player.
Oh, Dixon all on his own. All he's got to do is chip it over.
And Barker's going to find him. Wouldn't have kicked 6 in a match too often, Dixon, would he? He's got a chance here.
I think he may have done it once or twice before. He certainly kicked 5 a few times, but he's just found himself a lot more comfortable close to the goal tonight.
I reckon this will go left or right.
Thanks, Dipper.
I think it could be right.
I tell you what, you reckon he'll kick it though, because he has kicked terrifically well tonight. Even the misses have been good misses, haven't they? Hit the post.
He struck them all right. You got to feel for Burnsy on the mark. He's done everything right by his team. Played a team game, Burnsy, and he's had a few kicked on him.
Oh, that's beautiful.
He's striking them well, isn't he? It's a big hole, 6 goals.
Half a dozen is a good return, regardless of the match, the status of the match, who's playing on you. That's a good return. Well done by Lance Piccioni. Just a deft little touch, and this kid has been the big plus, I think, for the Hawks tonight. Johnson has had good foot skills, and he's actually run around reasonably well. 15 possessions. Good find. Good bag for that man.
There's Anthony Rock and Raiden Tallis, Mick Moldhouse and Dean Laidley closer to us. So the Hawks away here to a 50-point lead. Percentage is very important for the teams that are clustered around the 8. Every goal here vital. Terrific Harford to Woods to Harford. Wonderful mark by Holland, but it's a free kick, unfortunately.
That's a shame. I'll tell you what, ever since Prestigiacomo went on to Holland, he has really shut him down. He's done a tremendous job.
He was all right for about the first 10 minutes, Nick. I thought he shaded Presti in the third quarter, but he's worked at him. He's a good kid, Prestigiacomo.
Nick Davis gets it in short. Gets it wide to Tarrant.
Now, Hay, who's playing on him, is just zoned back. He's prepared to let him go up to the half-forward flank and to get a kick.
Burns was run hard at centre wing. Inboard to Lucuria. Now, he's got Buckley short. Now, he's going to go longer. This is where they've found problems in the last quarter.
And well, the Hawks have got 15 men. Yeah, they've got 15 men defensive side of the centre there. Sorry, 14. Flattered it. And now they've got overlaps everywhere.
To Harford. To McCabe.
Got to get it back.
To Harford. To Hay. Big last term, as I've said, for Jonathan Hay.
And Lucuria didn't have to run at him. He left his man, and all he had to rely on was O'Brien to shore him up there. Silly play.
To Bowyer. Not a bad kick to Chick. On the right side for clever mark. He's had a good game, Chick.
Hasn't really played Buckley close, has he? And some might wonder whether Buckley's 35 possession against Chickies. How many's he had? He's had 15. This is 16, so he's 20 shy.
He's looking to give it off. He doesn't fancy his chances from kicking around about the 50-metre mark. He's looking for a lead to come at him.
Now, well, Dixon's the only one who's got real good carry with his set shot, so he's deep. That's not a bad effort. Won't get there, though.
And a touch through. Just thinking, you know, Gavin Brown on his 250th. Gavin Prasiska's been sitting it out all year.
Yeah.
You'd think there would have been a place for him somewhere along the line of Collingwood this year for a game or two. Or
you would like, yeah, you'd like the fairy tale story. And they've given up with the double-pronged isolation tactics of the two groups.
Crawford. Busy night. I mean, not
startling, yeah.
No, but okay. To Graham, and then Graham wide, and good kick to Barker, who could end up having a very good night, John Barker. He's kicked 3.
We'll leave it to you, Dipper. Which way are you going to bend it, mate?
I reckon Barker's all left or right, isn't he?
Yeah, good spot, mate.
He has been good, John Barker. Only the 5 kicks for 3 goals, but he's taken 6 marks, 6 handballs, brought a few of his teammates into play, and this would cap off. If he could kick his 4th, he'd cap off a very good contribution.
See, Burnsy's on the mark, and he's still not Johnny Barker's opponent, but he just goes to the rescue or the aid of his teammates. Great team, man.
Well, we're right behind him here.
Oh, he's gone the other way, Dip.
And kick 4.
He stooged us all.
Well, they lost when Melbourne won last week by 69 points, the Hawks lost 4.5 percentage points, so they're almost getting it all back tonight.
It'll end up being an impressive win in terms of the margin on the scoreboard. But we have to remember that Collingwood came back from a seemingly unwinnable position and really put a fright up Hawthorn. So as good as it looks on the scoreboard, you wouldn't say totally impressive.
Well, they did have the fright, but Hawthorn won 6 out of 7 games when leading at three-quarter time, and the Pies have only won 1 out of 8 when trailing at three-quarter time. So the historical facts would suggest the game's gone its due course.
Rocker with the tap. They got it from 48 points to 23, Collingwood, in that rush, but it's now out to 57. And Hawthorn come forward again. This one, Woods, the centre-half, all good mark by Holland, who took a screamer 2 minutes ago.
I'm glad he did that, because he deserved a reward for taking a brilliant mark earlier when a free kick was paid to Mal Michael, I think it was. But this time he fair and squarely beat Simon Prestigiacomo, who has been very good. You can just see him in front, reaches out. Actually doesn't mark on the chest, marks it in the hands.
He's a strong man this year, Nick Holland.
Yep. And normally very good from this sort of position.
It's kick 2, both in the first half. Stabs it, as he so often does, and squeezes it home for a third.
And the big fish comes off in game 301 as Nick Holland celebrates his 3rd goal of the evening.
Shane Crawford off as well for Richard Vandenberg.
So it's only the second. It's a good play out of the centre here. Piccioni just probably threw it in the end, but got it towards. Just Holland, as we said, took a screamer a couple of minutes ago, and probably just reward that he's got a 3rd goal here. It was a clever mark.
8 marks, and I would say he's probably had 3 or 4 of those genuine contested marks. So he definitely hasn't been beaten by Presti after half-time, but you wouldn't say he's beaten Presti. Honours are even in a very, very good matchup.
Ball hasn't got up high, and the centre bounces all night, and Davis will get a free kick against Woods. So Collingwood trailing by over 10 goals. Johnson wide. They've missed targets in the last quarter. O'Brien.
Tarrant's on the lead.
And again, Hay had the drop on him. Back to Tarrant. Handball to Buckley. Buckley just couldn't get any momentum. Kicks to the pocket. Could Brownie get a late goal?
Oh, he's tried to claim it, Mark Graham.
Gets it back to Barlow. And then Barlow, it won't go out. It will now, but it's a good result in the end.
Well, it went out by the old boundary line.
Yeah, it did. So where's it leave Collingwood? Only twice have been beaten by 10 goals this year. There's the attendance, a good one, 38-7-4-5. Only twice have they been beaten by 10 goals this year, but twice in the last 3 weeks.
You would think that it could be the drop-off. They realise now there is not a sniff left, and that probably happened. The first goal Hawthorn kicked after three-quarter time. You've got to remember, though, Hawthorn, for a middle-of-the-rank team, it's not a good sign for them, because they get beaten when they should win against the crunch games, and they just beat up teams when they're well on top. Then that's the sign of a front-running team, which is not a great trait.
I'll tell you what, the form of Reece Shaw has been a real positive tonight in his first game. He's been pretty good. He's coming up for his 6th or 17th possession there, and there's a lot to like about that for a debut.
No doubt. O'Brien in short. Collingwood's only win since round 5 is St Kilda now. The only team they've beaten since round 5 in 11 weeks. And they got St Kilda probably at an all-time, well, not all-time low, but all-time low in terms of recent years.
Well, Bronx cheers there for Sab.
Can Sab launch one from here inside the square?
He's got to do something. No, have a shot, Sab.
Oh, look at the pass.
Bad luck.
Just a yard short.
Barlow.
Rock back on the ground, gives back to Barlow on the run through. Holland will be the target.
2-on-1.
Dutchie just belts away at DiMartino.
That's good body strength, though.
Davis is a likely type, isn't he? Kicks to Williams. Williams at about 80, 90 metres to the pocket to Burns. Good kick. Brown's in the goal square. It's outside Burns' range, you'd think. He'll look to give off. He goes to Brown. Does he get it?
Nope.
Still with Brown, hooking back, close to the line, and the mark taken by Harford.
And Bruce will have Gavin Brown on the footy panel with Wrexham himself on Sunday, mate.
Big sexy Rexy.
And whilst we're giving, thanks for that, Div, giving plugs, Case, the story of Ron Casey, Saturday night at 6:30. I hope you can all tune on and watch one of the great stories in broadcasting in the history of Australian sport. Barlow in the back pocket.
They're all a bit tired now to even run to the other side and create space.
Well, they've got 3 big weeks in front of them, the Hawks. They've got Carlton, Brisbane in Brisbane and Essendon. That's about as tough as you could get, isn't it?
Nice little run, isn't it?
I tell you what, the Hawks would be saying, if they could win one of those, they'd fancy themselves to make the finals, because the other teams they play are not quite there.
Mark Graham, Williams. Good effort by Barlow. Davis, oh, he's fast. Brilliant play. 45 metres out. That is a sensational goal.
Brilliant piece of play.
Well done, son.
I'll tell you what I would like to do, though, is run a tape measure over the distance.
Don't be mean.
Let him get away with it.
It was a magnificent piece of play, but he runs so quick and he takes these little steps. I'm curious, how far does he run?
Get your count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
They're only little
30, 40, 15.
Well, yeah, but his feet are only 12 inches apart.
The only problem with that goal is that it's at the 28-minute mark of the last quarter and it doesn't count for anything.
If you're a harsh man.
That was a sensational play.
Oh, look, he's exciting as well. They do have a couple of exciting prospects.
Oh, you're a hard man.
More than a couple, Jason. They've got plenty, I think.
Yeah.
But you've always been a hard marker.
Oh, I'm wrapping him up.
I saw you on the game last night with Kevin Sheedy. 10-8 to 19-11 the final scores. The Hawks have a pretty big win in the end. So Dixon got 6. And you wonder about Sav, don't you? You just wonder about his future. You really do.
Yeah. That's hard. Well, there goes Mick. Sits back and he's just glaring at the occasion. Gavin Brown, 250 games. A great servant of the Collingwood Footy Club. Sav Rocker.
Well, a dejected figure. He just didn't get much service from his teammates tonight.
There's Gavin Brown. Yeah, what a great story he's been. No goals out of the Rockers tonight. 2 of the players we highlighted at the start. Hutto, have you got Ben Dixon?
Yeah, thanks, Bruce. Ben, well done. 6 goals to your own game, first of all. Terrific. Yeah, I've been down a bit form and it was handy to get a couple today. Yeah. Well, they came at you in the third quarter, didn't they? Yeah, definitely. I mean, they gave us everything and it was a challenge for us and we had to overcome it. And after disappointing last week, you know, in the second half, it was probably a big step for us, yeah. Well, Peter sort of talked about passion the players needed. What did the players talk about amongst themselves after last week? Oh, just a bit of belief, I think. You know, you obviously have a big loss against Melbourne like that. It sort of dents your confidence a bit, but, you know, we're in the run for the finals and that sort of stuff, so you can't get down on yourself. We forgot about it and got on with it during the week. You've got a tough 3 weeks, really tough 3 weeks coming up. Yeah, definitely. There's some good sides there, and that's just another challenge that, you know, we have to overcome. Smile, mate, you won. Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate.
Might be thinking, Hutto, those next 3 weeks, but it was a good effort, all right, by Dixon. And for Collingwood, well, a great start to the season, and this is terrific stuff. I think they're going to give Gavin Brown his just desserts and carry him to the ground. There's Paul Salmon, his day last week, and Gavin Brown. You can't write the script. Salmon found that out last week in his 300th, and Gavin Brown tonight in his 250th.
There certainly have been some sad days for the milestone players, but congratulations to Gavin Brown, an exceptional player. He's represented his state so many times with great distinction, a true club man.
And Buckley and Williams, the 2 best players for Collingwood, I thought, the 2 men to take him.
This has been